see the signs. It's on the line. Once again, we gon' make it rain. It's on the chain. It's game on. Game on. Going strong. Game on. Game on.
It's Game On. Presented by Spectrum Sports.
And a very pleasant good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa, where we have a big West battle between the top two teams in the conference as Hawaii hosts the 11th ranked Cal Poly Mustangs. And this is Game On, presented by Spectrum Sports for Rainbow Wahine Volleyball. Hi everybody, Scott Robbs along with Dodger Dave Shoji, who is filling in for Lisa, who is filling in for Chris over at the play-by-play table. Dave, a little nervous right now, right? Extra innings?
I don't want to know.
He doesn't want to know. And of course, Ryan Clay, Suji Shoji, the fourth Shoji son that nobody really talks about. All right, guys, big matchup taking place here, but let's look back to some of the scores in the conference on Tuesday. Non-conference, Riverside falls in 5 to Cal Baptist. And then yesterday in for Irvine over CSUN. And we saw the other scores as well. We'll take a look here at the scores from the road trip. Hawaii winning easily over UC Riverside and Cal State Fullerton. And Hawaii, well, they just took care of business last weekend like they needed to.
This road trip went pretty well. You know, they went in, they did what they had to do, they took care of business, and, you know, we got out there. Our Riverside game, usually, I don't know why, it just usually just tends to go long when we go to Riverside. And this year, I told him, I think this is the fastest we've ever came in, did whatever we had to do, and got out of there. At Riverside, tried to get in, you know, some of the players. You know, I got in, I think, Rossi, I got Kama or Sky in. I think Sky played that game. I was trying to get Kama in, but we couldn't rotate. But I was able to get them in at Fullerton. Actually, the whole bench, you know, got to play. I don't know. I just think that's a good opportunity. It's good that our starters did what they needed to do, you know, get things going, and then that we can put in our, you know, our bench and still win games.
The road trip definitely went really well for us. Fullerton especially, I think it was good that we just went out there and really took care of our side first and got things done, and we were able to get in and out really quick, and that showed our respect for not only the whole trip, but also for Fullerton and stuff. Basically respecting our opponent. I think that was really good.
Well, this is the only match taking place on a Friday, so the standings, there you see the top two, Cal Poly at 9-0, 19-1. Their only loss coming early in the opening weekend against the University of Pittsburgh, who's a top 10 team now, and Hawaii, of course, sitting at 9-1. So it's truly a battle for the championship, and a lot at stake as we take a look at the RPI. I think Cal Poly is safe. They're sitting at 18. If they don't win the Big West, they should receive an at-large, but everybody else needs to win, including Hawaii, who's actually behind UC Irvine, sitting at 75 in the RPI. So the only way Hawaii goes dancing this year is by winning, and winning tonight against Cal Poly. Time now to say what? Brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. And guys, so much on the line for Hawaii. They haven't missed an NCAA tournament since 1992. That was that injury-riddled team that you had 25 years ago. What does Hawaii have to do tonight? What do they need to do to get back to get into the postseason this year?
Well, flat out, they need to win tonight, and they need to win so convincingly as well. They can't afford to go 5 sets or 4. Quite frankly, they have got to beat this team in 3 sets. They have to be in control of that own destiny and not allow Cal Poly to really get any sort of momentum. It's going to be a tall order for this Rainbow Wahine volleyball team, and we'll see what team comes out. We know they have it in them. We've seen brilliance of this team at times. They played well against Oregon, but we've also seen them struggle. It's a matter of what team we see tonight.
Well, I think if we win in 3, we have the upper hand in the tiebreaker. If we win in 4, there's still a chance that we could win based on the points. If we win in 5, I'm not so sure if we can actually win the conference.
And keep in mind that Cal Poly still hasn't played UC Irvine this year, which is amazing. We're at the end of the season.
Well, they have 2 more matches against Irvine. Irvine's a dangerous team, so it's not over. It's not over until it's over. So, but we got to win tonight.
And Hawaii's going to need everybody to step up. And one player that has done an excellent job all season long, how about Tito Akiu, who again this week was named the Defensive Player of the Week in the Big West, second time this year. A one-and-done player. You kind of wish she had been here for all 4 years.
Well, I think she's the best defensive player in the conference. I don't know how she doesn't win the award every single week. She's amazing. I mean, the stat for Diggs determines kind of the player of the week, but she passes so well. That's the other phase of the game that it's just you can't stat that part of the game.
Yeah, I've always said that throughout the season, she almost reminds me of a Melissa Villaroman type of player, a player that kind of not a lot of people notice, but it's great to see that the other coaches in the conferences are acknowledging the fact that she is a great defender, and that's one of her goals coming into this season was she wanted to make sure that she established herself as one of the top liberos in the conference, and she's certainly doing that thus far.
What makes her so good, Coach?
Well, it's instinct. I think she just has a feel for the game. It's just you can't teach that kind of thing. She's just a natural, and she goes with the flow. She can see the game developing before it happens, and that's what good liberos have to do.
Now, of course, you already had Savannah Kahakai, and usually you're only going to scholarship one libero, but was she somebody coming out of high school that was on many coaches' radars?
I don't think so. It wasn't on our radar. I don't think I knew anything about her, but obviously she's a great player.
Yeah, I'm sure her family and friends are happy she ended up making her way back here to the Sanshare Center.
And we got to see her get her scholarship on the postgame show earlier in the season. All right, this is such a big matchup. Should have a large crowd. It's a whiteout, and I'm sure the 2 folks that'll be calling the action are pumped up as well. Let's go courtside to Kanoa and Lisa.
Yeah, fitting 2 of the whitest people in the arena. Kanoa lady Lisa Strand-Ma'a here courtside. Lisa, you've been through some of these back in your playing days. There was a lot of anticipation here coming into this date. It was circled, particularly after Hawaii lost in San Luis Obispo back on October 6th. As a player, how do you prepare? How do you approach a match like this where you know it's big, but you don't necessarily want to act like it's so big?
That is a tough question. I'll tell you what, they've worked very hard all week. They're on their home court, and they've just got to stay very focused and take each play one at a time. It's a very difficult task, lots of pressure, but it's only the pressure if you allow it to be the pressure.
Hawaii lost again to Cal Poly back on October 6th in 4, but they had set point in the 4th. They had an opportunity to push that thing to the 5th. What was the difference between what happened earlier in that match and what happened towards the end of that match, and how much encouragement can Hawaii extract from that first meeting?
Well, that's a great question. In the first 2 games up at Cal Poly in a sold-out arena, Hawaii struggled offensively. They had 10 hitting errors in game 1 alone. In game 2, they got 17 hitting errors, and then all of a sudden they caught fire and they decided, we want this a little bit. They stayed in the match, but then a couple of very tough calls were called at the very end of that match. Hawaii was right there. They lost the 4th, 27-25.
Well, one thing that is no secret, and it's been the case now the last couple of seasons, is just where this Cal Poly Mustangs team's bread is buttered, and it is with a couple of players that you're very familiar with. Your nieces, Tori and Adley Van Winden. Tori has just been on a tear this season, including in that first meeting with Hawaii, where she put down 29 kills. As they go, this Cal Poly team goes.
That's right. It's like a dynamic duo, if you will, and Cal Poly is very fortunate to have them. They show a lot of leadership, but Tori was at UCLA and transferred, and since she entered the program, the dynamic of they've just encompassed the program, and they are doing a nice job showing leadership with plenty of freshmen on the team as well.
Well, that begs the question, how does Hawaii even begin to attempt to slow them down, particularly Tori?
Well, you know what? They've got to figure out a way to slow Tori down, even if it's just a little bit on the blocking. McKenna Ross did a nice job in Game 4 up at Cal Poly against Tori Van Winden, just slowing it down a little bit. And I think Hawaii is very prepared to do some more universal blocking or isolated blocking. They may put Casey Castillo over to her, or a bigger blocker against Tori Van Winden tonight.
Now, it's interesting. We were talking with Sam Crossan, the head coach for Cal Poly, and he mentioned that, yes, his players are very aware of what's at stake here. As the corner crew alluded to, they still have to play, do the Mustangs, UC Irvine twice this season. So there is no given, particularly if they do not win this match, that they will go on to win this conference. And yet he says the key for us is just to treat it like any other match.
Well, you know what? He's got a great point, and I think that philosophy helps. But he's been here, and he said that 7 years ago when he took over the program, he came into this arena and he realized he had to recruit bigger, stronger athletes if he was going to be able to compete with Hawaii in Hawaii.
Yeah, and he's been able to do that. In fact, 3 straight victories over the Rainbow Wahine program for that guy, Sam Crossan, and this Cal Poly program. Can the Rainbow Wahine turn the tide tonight? Oh, it would be a perfect time to do so. We'll see you at first serve. Let's send it back over to the corner crew.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more from the corner. Hawaii, Cal Poly, first place on the line. It's the biggest match of the season. First place on the line. Hawaii taking on number 11, Cal Poly. And that young lady right there, Kirsten Sibley, could factor into tonight's match. She had 3 kills last Saturday against Cal State Fullerton. There you see the numbers on the reserve so far this year. She doesn't get a lot of playing time, but that hasn't stopped her determination.
She came in ready. She was in shape. You know, I think she was the one of, you know, our players that took it seriously, did some volleyball, you know, did some running.
Basically, Coach Rob took us all aside in the spring and said we had to pass our 7-minute mile and just like to be in shape, be ready to go. And so I really took that to heart, and I worked really hard this summer, and I think it helped a lot.
From last year to this year, it's a totally different Kirsten. I mean, it's way different. I think her mentality and her drive in the practice is a lot better.
This year, basically just be ready to go in whenever she calls my name. When you see things on the bench, you have a better view of like what's going on in total, so you can definitely see like the team's energy, and then you can also see like what's open, like where to hit the ball and stuff like that, or where you need to set up on the block.
She's doing well in practice. It's just putting it all together if she gets on the court. You know, right now, we're looking at her for right side, behind Angel. And just right now, Angel's just giving a little bit more, you know, pop in the ball. A little bit more pop in the ball. You know, blocking might be the same, or Angel might have a little up on her. I mean, that's why Angel is starting right now.
Personally, I just knew I wanted to get better on and off the court. I think a lot of what Coach Rob teaches us helps us not only in volleyball, but also like growing as a person. And yeah, I just wanted to keep bettering myself to the best I could.
And we want to wish her a belated happy birthday. This past Tuesday, Kirsten turned 21 years of age. And Dave, I know you remember your 21st birthday probably quite well. I know I don't remember mine that well. But
I don't remember mine.
But you know, you look at Kirsten, she's just a little bit behind Angel Gaskin in the offense and in the blocking, but she gives it 100% in the gym. She's the kind of player that every team needs on their team.
Yeah, definitely. You want those players that are going to challenge your team on the A side, and a player that is versatile. You know, we've seen her on the left early on in her career. Since that time, she's moved over to the right. We've actually also seen her on the left this season. So I think she gives Hawaii a lot of lift off the bench at times when they need it. She's a positive player. She doesn't bring a lot of drama or baggage, and I think from a coaching standpoint, that's what you want as well. So I think this is the type of player that is necessary for the gym, to have in the gym, even if they're not playing a lot of time during the game.
Well, you know, you said about Kirsten, she's a really nice kid, and sometimes I think she's just too nice. You got to light a fire under her. You got to be mean on her. You don't want nice kids on the volleyball court. She can be nice off the court, but let's go here. Let's get the little mean streak here.
Yeah, and she was probably I would imagine, one of your final recruits, because she came in, 3 years ago?
Well, she was a late addition to our squad, and we thought she had potential, and you know, she does. Mm-hmm. But potential isn't realized until you get on the court and actually produce.
And we could see her out there producing later on tonight if needed. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll start focusing on the big matchup. But a reminder, connect with Spectrum Sports by liking our fan page on Facebook, Instagram, or via Twitter at Spec Sports High or hashtag Hawaii WVB. expecting possibly the biggest crowd of the season in-house tonight. And it's a whiteout as Hawaii battles Cal Poly. It's a rematch of a match that took place a few weeks ago up on the coast in California. There you see the Mustangs pulled it out in 4. Hawaii actually in the 4th set was serving to force it to a 5th, but couldn't come through. And these are the numbers. Cal Poly obviously hit better, a little bit better blocking and the dig. So overall, Cal Poly had a little bit of a better match than Hawaii statistically.
Yeah, especially in that error department. Look at that, 31 errors by Hawaii, and that hitting percentage at 179. They have got to be much more efficient tonight.
So let's take a look at the leaders offensively for Cal Poly. And the lady on the left, Tori Van Winden, you heard Kanoa and Lisa talking about her. She's really good.
Yeah, a player that will need to be watched. You look at her kills per set, over 5 kills per set and a 376 hitting percentage. Hawaii's got to track her at all points throughout the match.
Well, I think that she may get the 5 kills in a game, but we have to hold her under 37%. If she can hit 25%, we're going to be in the match.
And then here you see the guns for Hawaii: Granado, Yosia, the multi-talented player, and Castillo.
Well, I think Casey's been a real steady player, but I think the key is to unforced errors, like Ryan said last match. Too many unforced errors. If we just keep the ball in play, you know, they have to know the value of a zero attack. In other words, keeping the ball in play. You don't always have to have a kill. So, you know, take what you got. If you got a good set, split block, go for it. If you don't, keep it in play.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you suspect, Cal Poly with outstanding numbers being 19-1 on the year. Well, the big question is, can Hawaii beat Cal Poly? I guess maybe the bigger question is, does UH believe they can beat the Mustangs?
Yes. You know, I do believe that. I believe they do believe that they can beat the team. Could we have beat them last year? Yes, most definitely. We were up 2 sets. All we needed to do is win 1 more set. So yeah, can we do it? Most definitely. Are they beatable? Most definitely. You know, but it comes down to what we take care of on our side. You know, if we can stop, you know, obviously Tori's, you know, very gifted athletic player, and if we can, you know, maybe not stop her, but, you know, limit her to all the kills, you know, that she usually gets a game and, you know, whatnot, we would be right there.
Absolutely. 100%. I know we're all extremely fired up for this game. We've all been talking about it. We didn't want to talk about it too early because we had other teams to focus on, but now that it's this week and it's on Friday, like everything that we're doing since like Fullerton has been like geared towards our game, whether it's like getting enough sleep, eating right, playing good in practice, like everything has been focused on what's coming this weekend.
All right, let's rev it up. It's Peak Performance brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. And quickly, you two, who needs to have a peak performance for Hawaii to be successful tonight?
I think it's McKenna Granado. We've seen her over her career take over a match. Thinking a few years back to that match against Arizona, earlier this year against Oregon, McKenna Granado has got to have one of those nights.
Coach?
I think so too, but I think our middles really need to come through tonight. We need a middle attack so we can open up the outside. So I'm hoping Natasha has a good match and, you know, that we can hold the middles.
It's a big-time match, a big-time atmosphere. Hawaii and Cal Poly. When we come back, Kanoa and Lisa will have the call of the action.
And with that, we welcome you inside the stand chair. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. In for Chris McLaughlin here courtside, Lisa Strand-Ma'a.
And for the Cal Poly Mustangs tonight, they just need to distribute and spread the wealth. Depending on Tori and Adley Van Winden, you're going to look for them to involve more hitters into their offense. And for Hawaii, they need to transition on offense, meaning they need to play balls after they dig for points. So digging balls and killing the ball for points.
Noah Leahy here next to Lisa, and we are playing volleyball here on a date that was circled on the calendar, particularly after Hawaii lost back on October 6th in San Luis Obispo. And Hawaii in control. It's a bump set from Tita Q to McKenna Granado, and she hammers it down. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen, but how important is it for McKenna Granado, the leading hitter for Hawaii this year, 3.29 kills per set, to get in the mix early?
Well, it's big. You need to establish her early. Also, the middles, like Dave Soji was saying in the pregame show, establish the middles as well.
Off the block. Hawaii trying to play it off the net and unable to do so. So Cal Poly gets the point. The Mustangs 19-1.
What you're going to notice with this Cal Poly team are they are very efficient from the service line. They do not make a lot of errors.
And 9-0 in the Big West Conference. And here is Adley Van Winden, 6'1" senior from Napa, California. Middle set goes to Natasha Burns. Hawaii trying to work the middles progressively throughout the season. It has become more and more of an emphasis, not only middle hitting, but middle blocking as well.
Absolutely, and the middles have done a great job. The key here really is that first contact, that first pass, so that you can run the middles.
Hawaii 13-6 overall, 9-1 in conference. That lone blemish coming against these Mustangs. There's Meredith Phillips, 6'3" freshman from Houston, Texas. She's averaging 1.7 kills per set. Third on the team, hitting .293. But several freshmen really playing pivotal roles here so far for Cal Poly this season, including their freshman setter, Avalon Denekashe. Serve comes across. Faith Ma'afala back sets. Noreen Yosia tried to send it deep. Good save there by Adley Van Winden. Here's Tori Van Winden. Straight down the line in front of Tita Q. 6'3" junior from Napa, California. Transferred a couple seasons ago from UCLA. And she has just been beasting all season.
And they will continue to set Tori on that right side as often as they can.
Over 5 kills per set for Tori. Here's Casey Castillo. That one dug up straight up in the air. Denekashe goes middle. Little patty cake action there in the middle of the net. Now it's Tori on the opposite side, punched up in the air by a Q. Here's Castillo from off the net. Easy pickings there on the dig by Catherine Broker. The overpass, Burns unable to put it down. Van Winden cross court. Handcuffs Ma'afala. As Yosia tried to get a hand in there as well on the save, and that's quickly 2 kills for Tori Van Winden.
Little confusion on the defense there. Ma'afala and Yosia colliding there. Good picture of Tori Van Winden, a junior, like you said, out of UCLA, transferred and really has found that she's found herself at home at Cal Poly.
There's an overpass. Cal Poly unable to put it down, and then Burns gets caught up in the net. And so it's quickly 5 serving 2 in favor of the Mustangs, and precisely not the start that Robin Amol Santos and company envisioned.
And those are the unforced errors that we talked about not doing, staying out of the net on an overpass just like that.
Here's Burns in the middle, couldn't get it down. Broker the one-hand save. Joust at the net, and then a roof at the net as Castillo denies access to Madeline Mercer.
And Castillo getting a little feisty out there, yelling through the net. You gotta like the energy.
Oh, they know this is a big game.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the emotion there from Casey Castillo after that solo stuff. 3 serving 5. Here it comes from Tita Q.
Especially coming from the seniors.
Adley Van Winden from the back row, dug up by Ma'afala. Back bump set to Castillo, high hands. Kept alive by Cal Poly. Middle set pounded home by Mercer. 6'4" sophomore from Capistrano Beach, California.
And Mercer just turning and getting off the net quick. That's one of those transition plays, if you will, and getting over and around the arms of Leva in the middle.
So right now, Mustangs hitting .385 here early on in this first stanza. You'll see it pounds it off the block. Leva thought she had an open net, but she hits it into the twine.
And again, you gotta love the aggressiveness of Leva. She had a great match this last matchup at Cal Poly, but just an unforced error.
Sarah Leva, second in the Big West Conference in hitting percentage. 6'1" senior. Castillo blocked and roofed. That is a formidable block on the other side for the Mustangs. Second in the conference in blocks per set, and that one cues a timeout from Robin Amol Santos.
This presentation of Rainbow Wahine Volleyball is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back. Cal Poly hitting .385 here in the early goings of set number 1. McKenna Granato gets that one saved by Catherine Broker. One-hand diving save by Ma'afala on Hawaii's side. Here's Granato again from the back row. Van Winden scoops it. Slide then goes to Mercer, and she blasts it off the hands and down. And right now the Mustangs are rolling, Lisa.
And Madeline Mercer doing a great job for her team, just hitting high off of the hands. No wonder she was Big West all-freshman team last year.
Hawaii flatlining it right now as a team in the hitting department, and that's not going to help. Leva hits it out. Third hitting error here in set 1 for the Lady Bows.
And you can almost feel the pressure. They're trying to move the ball around really well, establishing hitters, but consecutive hitting errors is what's the big problem right now.
5 straight points for the Mustangs. You'll see that one tight to the net. Just tried to swipe it off of that block, and then Denekashe able to dump it down. Leva didn't see it coming. That was specifically something that this Hawaii team was working on in practice this week. They know that Avalon Denekashe is a threat to do that, and that was easy pickings.
Well, Sarah Leva, that was her job and her responsibility on that ball.
Well, she unleashed a little fury and frustration there on that swing, just blasted it down as that run by Cal Poly finally ends.
And again, the key is just getting your middles established very early against Cal Poly. If they can run the middles, then you will open up the outsides.
You'll see a short serve, sliding pass by Tori Van Winden. And then from the outside, it's Jessica McCroskey, 6-foot junior from San Diego, getting it down, averaging about 1.5 kills per set.
McCroskey is an interesting story. You know, she was a libero the last 2 years on this team, played all back row. This year, only front row, no back row. She led their team in service aces last year, and doesn't even play back row this year.
Yeah, recruited as an outside hitter, converted to a defensive specialist, and now back at the outside hitter position. Here's Leva. Broker, that one goes off of the dome. Hawaii scrambling to get it across. Somehow Cal Poly kept the sequence alive. Outside, it's Adley Van Winden, and she's able to plug it through that proposed double block. Well, Broker, she sacrificed the body, sacrificed the grill.
And Broker, a senior on the team, has been playing spectacular defense. I'll tell you what, she took one for the team right there. And Cal Poly doing what they do best, just keeping the ball in play.
You'll see a backside. Here's Angel Gaskin, and she's able to go off the block. And Hawaii gets to its 5th point of the set.
And Gaskin really needs to push herself here in this match. I think she's a key factor to this team having success. She needs to be able to contribute offensively. 1
kill apiece for Granato, Burns, Leva, Gaskin. That accounts for Hawaii's offense here so far in set 1. Rika Okino with the serve. Cross court set goes to Adley. That one dug up by a cue. Outside, here's Granato. Double block was up, and it was ready.
And what you're going to notice is Cal Poly's block is nice and tight and low at the net. Hawaii hitting low into the block. Needing to identify a little earlier, maybe hitting off the hands of the block or keeping the set a little bit off of the net.
14 serving 5. The Mustangs establishing their authority here in the Stan Sheriff Center. And here's another freshman, Taylor Rose, with the serve. Middle set, Leva off the block and down. That was a good-looking vault off of the floor by Sarah Leva.
And what you're going to see is Leva does a nice job in the middle, hitting high. It's a high 2. It's not a quick set there, but she sees the court so well because the ball is off of the net.
So here comes Janelle Gong. Was unavailable on road swing for Hawaii last week. A couple of wins over UC Riverside and Cal State Fullerton. But she is back in here now as a serving specialist. Outside set, Adley Van Winden soft touches it, dug up by Granato. Bump set, you'll see it. A Gaskin roofed again. This time it's Meredith Phillips up next to Adley Van Winden.
And again, take a look at the set. It's low and it's a little tight. Here on the net cam, you can see that. Cal Poly doing a nice job turning that ball back into the court.
So 15 serving 6. 3 total team blocks for Cal Poly compared to 1 for the home team. Played off the net by Yosia, and Hawaii just out of sync right now in this first set, and that is blasted home by Meredith Phillips.
This is when you have to start questioning leadership. Who's going to step it up right about now on this play? Hawaii just really scrambling in all aspects right now. Got to take care of the first contact.
And that serve goes long. What Cal Poly has accomplished, at least half of their mission here in set 1 was to quiet this boisterous crowd, right, which showed up in the whiteout attire, and also build some confidence for yourself here on the road. They've done both those things here a little over midway through this first set.
They absolutely have. They've come on very strong. They put a lot of pressure on this team, but Hawaii has made numerous unforced errors.
That one off the block and down. Tori Van Winden, that's her 3rd kill. So she and Madeline Mercer each with 3 kills to lead Cal Poly.
What you're going to notice is Denikashe, a true freshman who plays well over her years, really does spread the wealth. She moves the ball around very well.
So here is Adley. That may have been an out ball played by Q. High ball set to Yosia on the outside, and this roof is impenetrable right now for Cal Poly. That was Meredith Phillips again in on the action. Timeout, Hawaii. Welcome back. The First Hawaiian Bank top 3 Big West team kills per set. You got the number 1 and number 2 teams represented in the conference in that category here tonight. Cal Poly tops, though, just under 14 kills per. Hawaii just behind that, and right now it is 12 kills for the Mustangs compared to 5 for the Rainbow Wahine in this first set. Burns that one. Pancake style dig there by Broker, but to no avail. And Hawaii gets the point, so count another kill for Burns and the Lady Bows. But Cal Poly actually entered this week 6th in the nation in kills per set. It has been a potent offense, to say the least, for Sam Crossan and his crew. 8 serving 18 here in set 1. High ball set to Tori, dug up by Yosia. Ma'afala has to high ball set it to McKenna Ross, who just entered the game, and she gets the kill. McKenna Ross being looked upon time and time again when things are shaky for this Hawaii team to provide a spark, and she does so right there.
She does a better the ball play right there. She hits high off of the hitter's hands, not just swinging all out.
Here's Tori Van Winden down the line and wide. And that is her first hitting error of this match. And consecutive points here for the Rainbow Wahine.
And Tori Van Winden trying to go over the smaller blocker, McKenna Ross, trying to go down the line and being forced out.
Good serve there by Granato. Tori, the dink, dug up by a Q. Ma'afala, back row set to Granato. Dug up back over the net. Hawaii on the attack. Outside it is Ross. Point for the Rainbow Wahine. They're within 7.
And you know, she just brings this little spark. Something about her off of the bench. When she comes in, she has absolutely no fear.
And she did a little bit of this up at Mott Athletics Center back on October 6th when Hawaii was down 2 sets to none. That went straight down Meredith Phillips.
And Meredith Phillips is just like a lion in a cage. She just goes hard every single time. And again, a freshman.
So 19 serving 11. That quiets the crowd a bit. Catherine Broker with the serve. Burns from the behind the head set of Ma'afala, and that one touched the floor. Now we may have a review here. Sam Crossan thought it was a clean scoop.
And he's already got the green card in his hand.
Let's see if we can tell here from this initial replay, but it does appear as though Sam Crossan's going to challenge what was an in call by the top official, Miley Jukes. And the question is, did Tori Van Winden get the spatula underneath that one? And if she did, is there enough video evidence to overturn the call?
It looks like she got it to me from the first replay, not that one. But that's not our call. I love this replay. I love the challenge.
You like the system is what you're talking about.
I do. I think it's just the best way. Mistakes are made along the way. There's a lot of things to follow along in this game. Even though you've got 2 refs and 2 lines people, I just think it's good that you have the opportunity to challenge the calls.
Now, does some of that ball touch the Terraflex? That's what Ernie Ho, the R2 here, is taking a look at on the video monitor. It definitely looks like she got at least part of the hand underneath the volleyball. Was it enough? And again, it comes down to whether it is conclusive enough to overturn the call. The call on the floor was a kill for Hawaii. Miley Jukes, by the way, as mentioned, top the ladder. Ernie Ho down on the floor. Dean Tamura, Wes Kawachi, the 2 line judges.
Well, with this challenge call, what they have determined, the NCAA that is that the average length to determine it is 1 minute and 30 seconds.
There you go. And that is going to stand. So Hawaii maintains the point. Sam Crossan with 2 more challenges. As mentioned, a new wrinkle here this year, though, in 2018, is if a match goes to a 5th set, each coach gets 1 extra bonus challenge for their troubles. And how about the middle attack right now for Cal Poly, Lisa? I know you have an affinity for that. And this time it was Madeline Mercer's turn to strike havoc.
It's the M squared on that side. Madeline Mercer, 6'4" sophomore, doing a nice job, but Hawaii having a very difficult time stopping their middles.
Here's Ross, tried to go over that block. No touch up front, it goes long. And a point for Cal Poly. So if you're Robin Amos Santos, you're the Rainbow Wahine right now, you're just hoping to finish this first set strong. You're down 9. The chances of you coming back and winning might not be too possible here, but you just kind of want to get your team into a better rhythm going forward into set 2.
Absolutely. They've just got to find a rhythm, because this is what a little bit of a deja vu when they were up the Mott Center at Cal Poly.
And Tori Van Winden getting the benefit of the ricochet off the tape as well.
And just the top of the net hitting out of the back court there, Tori Van Winden. And again, Hawaii just caught off guard.
Here's Ross from off the net. Easy pickings there for Broker on the dig. And Denekashe almost caught Hawaii sleeping had it not been for the effort of Ma'afala and Ross. Free chance here for the Mustangs. And that sequence is ended with a punctuation from Jessica McCroskey.
McCroskey doing a nice job. Cal Poly's offense is just in sync right now. They are running all over the place. Every other play has been effective.
And Hawaii out of system almost this entire opening set. Ross hammers it off one of the heads of that proposed block and out. So some positive contributions here on 5 attempts by McKenna Ross. She has 3 kills.
And McKenna Ross just doing a great job again, seeing the court and using the blockers, not trying to go through them, but around them, using their hands.
From the back row, that's Adley Van Winden, dug up by Yosia. So blind back bump set, a cue to Ross, and she continues her flow. Well, when we say Mac attack, we're usually talking about the other McKenna Granato, but right now it's been McKenna Ross who is finding the most success offensively for Hawaii. She leads the Rainbow Wahine in kills, and she entered the set midway through.
Well, the setters have seen that she's being productive, so they're going right back at her.
McCroskey tried to go down the line and got just enough of that sideline to get the in call. Point for Cal Poly. They have built a double-digit advantage here, and they have Aloha ball here in set 1.
Cal Poly with 17 kills in this set alone.
You see the Mustang following coming over from California. Serving for set 1, Leva. That one dug up tight to the net. Denekashe goes middle attack. Mercer gets it down. Point for Cal Poly. And the Mustangs, ranked 11th in the nation, looking all the bit like a national powerhouse in the opening frame. Welcome back. Let's take a look at tonight's jackpack. Not much rotation. Hawaii using just 2 servers in their 25-3 set 1 victory over Cal State Fullerton last Saturday. Faith Ma'afala with 18 serves, 4 of them aces to open the set. And then McKenna Granato with 7 serves, 3 aces to end that set. The Rainbow Wahine went on to win easily. In fact, Sam Crossan, head coach for Cal Poly, prior to the match, joking that, yeah, we wanted to look at some tape of that match, but it didn't do us much good because it was 25-3.
They had to go back and look at Long Beach State tape, because I think most of us thought it was a misprint, actually. We had to do a double take, 25-3. That's probably one of the lowest scores I think I've heard all season.
Well, it is a whiteout night here in this much anticipated showdown between Hawaii and Cal Poly, but Robin Amos Santos and company would love to apply some whiteout to that opening set in the list of statistics that it bared. What does Hawaii do here to try to change it up and have a little bit more success in set number 2?
I think Hawaii really needs to stop with the unforced errors. Offensively, they need to get more productive out of McKenna Granato and Noreen Yosia. They both have been huge factors in the offense. Also, Hawaii needs to slow down Cal Poly's middles. If they can try to just touch the ball or get fingers on the block. Cal Poly's middles have done a very good job offensively.
Well, in hopes of establishing a little bit more of a presence on the net in the blocking department, Kamale Krug is in the rotation here for Hawaii in set 2. She is on the bench currently, and McKenna Granato, much like set 1, starts things off with Hawaii's opening point.
And that's her second kill out of 7 attempts so far. So Granato's really got to put her foot on the pedal and get going offensively.
So 1 serving 0. Granato sends it across. Good serve, chased down by Broker. She comes into our table, and a free chance here for Hawaii. Can they cash it in? Yosia against a solo block, goes off the block and down for a Hawaii point.
There's Yosia doing a nice job powering through the block of Adley Van Winden.
A good decision on the set there by Faith Ma'afala, creating the one-on-one matchup there for Yosia on that opposite pin. Noreen Yosia had a triple-double in that loss at Cal Poly on October 6th. 11 kills, 24 assists, and 21 digs. Hawaii losing that one 3-1. Their only blemish so far in Big West Conference play. Another good serve. Adley has to time the high ball, and it is an in call. Despite a little hesitation there by the line judge, it is a point for Cal Poly.
And that is one of the sharpest hits. She works around the block so well, and there definitely was a little hesitation on the call. Adley Van Winden, her 3rd kill of the evening.
Second on the team, just over 3 kills per set. Big West Conference first teamer last year, was also a first teamer and freshman of the year in 2015 as Noreen Yosia gets it done again.
And Noreen Yosia coming alive. Hawaii doing a nice job getting to the outsides, keeping the hitters a little bit off of the net.
So 3 serving 1. Already a more positive start to this second frame for Hawaii, but there's that middle attack again. Meredith Phillips, kill number 4 for her.
And I'm just so impressed with Avalon Tanikashe, a freshman who is just setting this offense. A true freshman, but her connection in the middle is really amazing.
Well, that was the big question mark for Cal Poly coming in as Broker sends the serve long. They lost their all-conference setter Taylor Nelson to graduation after last season. And so the question for Sam Crossan was, well, who's going to fill that role? And he thought it would probably be a by-committee type of approach. In fact, they ran a 6-2 the opening weekend of the season until it became very clear that Avalon Tanikashe had what it takes to just own the job.
She's got the genes, too. Her father, Joel, played at Long Beach State. Her mother also was a player and played at Tennessee. And so she's got some serious volleyball genes in her family.
Backside, here's Gaskin. That one blocked back. Good cover there by Granato. Gaskin a second time through the block, two-handed in the air by Broker. So the swing here for McCroskey. She wasn't able to get it down. Goes into the net, and it is a point for Hawaii, 5 serving 3.
And that's her first hitting error on the evening.
Just the 3rd hitting error total for Cal Poly. They're hitting .459 for the match.
That's a pretty good percentage, I have to say.
I would agree.
And across the net, Hawaii hitting at 500.
They're 500 for this set, but 167
for the
match as the middle once again reigning supreme for Cal Poly. Mercer this time. It's as if they're just taking turns. Mercer and Phillips, Phillips and Mercer, and Hawaii still no answer.
Really struggling, slowing down the middle blockers.
Here's the serve by Mika Dixon. Backside set, Gaskin against a solo block attempt. She put a little extra chili pepper water on that one, but it goes long, no touch up front. And we're tied at 5. And some groans from the fans here at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Not only from the fans, but from Coach Robin Amos Santos trying to encourage her team.
Well, that was a tough set there from Yosia. Not much that Granato could do with it. And an easy point there for Cal Poly. Errors were certainly a bugaboo for the Rainbow Wahine in the first 2 sets at Cal Poly earlier this month. They cleaned it up, got back into that match. But they're having some problems with unforced errors again here early against the Mustangs.
They are, and those are the little things that become the big things. And that's what Cal Poly does so well right now, is that they continue to keep the ball in play.
Oh, the block was up there. Kamale Krug getting a good chunk of that. Now a joust at the net. She couldn't put it down. Again, the joust at the net. And Denekashe wins a 1-on-2 battle against Krug and Granato.
The battle at the net, and I'll tell you, usually those battles are won by the person who contacts the ball last. And so Denekashe got up a little late on that. She's got 2 blockers up on her. She was the last one to contact it, and she wins.
What a play there by the freshman. Yosia able to catch Cal Poly napping.
And that's a smart play by Yosia. She's just done a great job setting. You know, not only setting, she's been asked to do so many things this year. It's amazing. She's the hitter, she's the digger, she's the setter.
4 triple doubles recorded this season, Noreen Yosia.
And 6th in the nation with triple doubles as well.
Slide, and that goes to Mercer. Hawaii couldn't keep it alive. That is kill number 7 now for Madeline Mercer. And she's hitting in the upwards of 600 here, Lisa.
She's having a good night, and we haven't seen the slide yet tonight. Cal Poly not utilizing that. They can only run that play when they're in what they call the 5-1, so when Denekashe is in the front court.
Mercer known more for her blocking prowess. 6th in the conference in blocks per set, but she's having quite the offensive night here so far. Gaskin able to soft touch it down, and Hawaii stays within a point.
And Gaskin doing a nice job bettering the ball, just playing smart. And that's, I think, really what Hawaii has to do with her 3rd kill on the evening, is work around Cal Poly's block, but keep it in play.
And so here is Faith Ma'afala now to serve. Had that tremendous service run in that opening set, as we alluded to, against Cal State Fullerton. Adley Van Winden comes swooping in. And it was interesting. Adley was the first into this program, a program that this Van Winden family has a strong connection to, right? Adley and Tori's mom, Kelly, your sister,
yes,
we must point out, and dad, Jim, both played sports at Cal Poly. Jim played basketball. Kelly was an All-American volleyball player. As Granato bounces it off of the Terraflex.
Putting some serious heat on it. And if you happen to see a girl that looks exactly like me walking around town, she's not. She's my identical twin sister,
right,
the mother of these Van Winden twins.
But Adley was first in the program. Tori went to UCLA, as we mentioned, and then decided Cal Poly felt a little more like home because of the long history with the family. And right on cue, Tori gets the kill. And what they have done together is really transform the culture of Cal Poly volleyball here in this modern era.
They definitely have. You know, there you see Kelly Strand, Van Winden,
and
my
she, just
twin.
like you, she's very camera shy.
Very camera shy. But they've just transcended, and they're happy where they're at. And I think that shows. Adley's more the mother type. I call her the humectant, if you will. Humectant meaning the one that binds and bonds people together. She mandated all these freshmen come down all summer and train together. She thought they were going to have a huge roles to fill, and she was very worried about their season.
Adley is a senior, Tori a junior. Adley with the serve. Outside set to Ross, off the block, kept alive by Burns. She gets the set in the middle, was a little low, but she was still able to get enough wood on it to make it work. And Hawaii just trying to keep pace here at this stage of set number 2 with the Mustang.
And offensively, Natasha Burns is doing a good job in the middle. It's really, they need more from her in the blocking department tonight.
Backside set, it's Tori, sends it deep corner. Aq wasn't fooled. Ross from off the net through the block, broke her diving save. Middle set, one hand saved by Aq to the net, rattled around and sent over by Granato. Chance here for Cal Poly. They go outside, the block is up by Krug, and it's returned. Krug in the middle with the swing off the block and down.
And Krug doing a phenomenal job in the middle, working very hard, keeping balls alive that would have not been kept alive, but also her blocking. She's a natural blocking at the net.
Well, the question is, did they keep the ball alive throughout the entirety of that sequence? Sam Crossan doesn't seem to think so, and he is going to challenge some element of that last sequence. Kamale Krug had her fingerprints literally all over that last point for Hawaii, but will it remain a point?
I think the play in question was the first contact by her, the pokey, whether it actually cleared the net or not. I think Sam Croson's question was that it didn't clear the net, and so Hawaii continued to play, and there were 4 contacts.
That was something he appeared to react to during the course of that sequence, was that maybe there was an extra touch in there at some point by the Rainbow Wahine. So this one may take a little while to unfold, because you got to find first off the point in what was a pretty lengthy sequence that happened. Now, does that touch by Krug go off of the middle on the opposite side is really what this all comes down to.
Right. So they're asking if it's 4 touches or not.
We have the net cam working tonight, so give us your opinion there.
Well,
what do you think?
I'd like to see it in even slower motion, to tell you the honest truth, because I can't for sure see it. It looked to me clean from here, but when you rewind it and go a little slower.
See if this angle helps out a bit. Oh, that was after the challenge touch, I believe.
Yeah, that was after the first contact.
So these are, because it is not the climactic moment of that sequence, it's something sort of more drawn in the middle. This is what's going to make this, I think, all the more complicated for Ernie Ho, is trying to identify, all right, precisely what point in that sequence is the challenge taking place. And then you got to make the judgment call whether you can reverse what was a point for Hawaii on the floor.
So here comes the first contact, I believe. In the center of your screen, there's Krug in the middle.
There it is. So the save by a Q, and is this a...
Right there.
Was that a touch in the middle on the Cal Poly side?
Right.
Is what this boils down to.
And they're screaming. Look at her hands are in the air saying no touch, no touch, no touch, thinking that the rally is over.
Let's see. Ernie Ho will make the call. And it is a Cal Poly point.
So there was no touch from the middle blocker on Cal Poly's side.
So that becomes a tremendous challenge by Sam Crossan. Then instead of it being 11-10 in favor of Cal Poly, Hawaii serving, it is 12-9 Mustangs serving. That's huge.
That's a big point. That's also Sam Crossan's second challenge.
So you feel like they got that call right there?
I do.
The dig there by Broker on the Ross swing. Here's Van Winden, had to readjust the approach. Great dig, one hand style by Yosia, and then Ross goes high hands. And what also feeds into what I think is certainly the best and most heated rivalry within the Big West Conference at the moment is there's a little jawing going on between the net as well.
There's some serious little talk under the net here. You know, I think Hawaii realizes that they match up well with Cal Poly. They really do. And they're being challenged, of course, on their home court. There's a lot of emotion into it. So they want to win, of course.
And they feel like they can, even after the 4-set loss in California, as Yosia goes back-to-back from the service line.
Yosia doing a great job from the back line. Let's see if she takes something off of this next serve.
And that gets them juiced up here at the SSC.
As the crowd goes crazy.
Another booming serve, great pass, Broker, right side. It's Winden straight down to the floor.
And it's funny when you start getting people talking through the net at each other, the energy just kind of elevates itself.
Tori Van Winden with kill number 6. She's hitting 357. Outside, it goes to Ross. And the block was smothering. It was Denekashe closest to the pin, getting the most of that one.
And that's set a little too tight for McKenna Ross. She's a little undersized already as it is, so you put her up against a 6'2" and a 6'1" blocker.
Almost an ace there, two-handed over by Ross. Chance here for the Mustangs. Slide goes to Mercer, and she sends it home. So point for the Rainbow Wahine, and that brings Rika Okino back onto the floor. Cal Poly still hitting .438 for the match, 357 in this second set. Hawaii a .03 overall, 0.91 here in frame number 2, yet they trail by just 1. Here's Tori Van Winden on the D set, dug up by Okino. And Yosia gets called for the miss hit as she tried to go to the pin where McKenna Granato was waiting. Point Cal Poly, timeout. Welcome back. Time now for the Akamai Roofing Report. We bring you a roofing statistic of some variety, and this time we give you the total blocks for Natasha Burns coming into this match. 60, averaging 1.05 blocks per set. That's good enough for 4th in the Big West Conference coming into tonight.
And she's currently leading her team in blocks as well.
So 15 serving 13 out of the media timeout. Hawaii trailing 1-0, trailing by 2 in the second set, and Angel Gaskin with a laser beam. And Hawaii back within 1.
What you're going to notice is Hawaii's having a lot of success setting the right front of their court. Whether it's Angel Gaskin, Granato, or Yosia, their kills are coming from that side of the court right now.
So here is Janelle Gong, taking a few extra moments before slapping it across. Daneka Shea tried to dump it over, but this time Burns was ready and right on cue with the Akamai Roofing Report, a roof for Natasha.
And Natasha Burns recognizing that Daneka Shea is a front court player at the time, and she likes to dump the ball. She did her assignment very well on that play.
Outside, Tori, make that Adley Van Winden is dug up. Bump set goes to Gaskin. 2 blockers up. It doesn't matter. Gaskin laying the smackdown.
Gaskin putting some heat on it. Again, the lefty senior transfer doing a nice job from a great set from Okina to the hitting shoulder, to that left shoulder.
4 kills on 8 attempts for Angel Gaskin, hitting .250. 16 serving 15 in set 2. Scramble play here, bump set by Daneka Shea to Adley Van Winden, dug up by Okino. Here's Granato. The door is slammed shut again by Madeline Mercer. That is the 7th total team block for Cal Poly here in this match.
Madeline Mercer is like textbook blocking right now. She got out there, closed the hole, or what they call the seam, penetrates over and completely stuffs blocks.
A Big West Conference all-freshman team last year, led the team in blocks as a true frosh a season ago. Here's Burns blocked back. Hawaii has to send a free ball Cal Poly's way. Outside, Adley Van Winden blocked. She'll get a second crack at it, but had to readjust the approach. So chance for Hawaii. Here's Gaskin. Gets it down.
And again, the attack from the right side. Hawaii picking that up, realizing that they're scoring more from the right side of the court. Cal Poly struggling defensively to slow her down, touching the block, or even digging the block.
The last few weeks, we have seen some of the biggest bashes from the palm of Angel Gaskin all season. That one right there in the repertoire. The block is up. Yosia and Burns denying access to Adley Van Winden. And that prompts a Cal Poly timeout. Hawaii by a pair in set number 2. Welcome back. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. 59-11. That's the sets won and lost by Cal Poly this season. 13 sweeps for the Mustangs, en route to a 19-1 record, 9-0 in the Big West Conference. Their lone loss coming at 20th ranked Pitt as part of the Panther Challenge back in September. Yosia got a touch. Point Hawaii. And remember, Sam Crossan with only 1 challenge remaining, unless this thing goes to a 5th set. And the Cal Poly players acting as though there was no touch. And so does he want to use that 3rd challenge here?
I think he's a little confused. I think Adley is sharing that she thought Narini Yosia net, but I'm not positive.
So the call on the floor was a touch call. And let's see, does Yosia come into the twine? Well, hard to tell, and I don't think Crossan wants to use that third challenge.
Yeah, I don't think he does either, and Adley didn't deny touching it.
So Hawaii by 3. Here's Tori Van Winden from the back row, popped up by Ma'afala. Second touch, Yosia. And sent over by Granato. Chance here for the Mustangs. Outside, it's Adley Van Winden, dug up by Aq. Ma'afala outside. Granato off the block and down. Hawaii gets to the 20-point mark, and they lead by 4 here in set 2.
And Hawaii doing a nice job on transition defense. We talked about this earlier, digging and then hitting for the points in the longer rallies.
20 serving 16. Here's Tori from the back row. It goes long. Was there a touch? No touch. And Hawaii up a handful. And Sam Crossan will signal for another Mustangs timeout. Well, we're seeing much more of a spirited fight here in this second set from the Rainbow Wahine, Lisa.
And the Rainbow Wahine playing some great defense. Cal Poly going at Tori Van Winden in the back court, hitting out of the middle, and Hawaii just sitting and digging balls, scrambling, but also, again, putting the ball in after a dig, what they call transition play, and they're doing a nice job of hitting the ball back into the court, putting the pressure.
Yeah, we're seeing Noreen Yosia making some key plays, some very timely moments in this second set. The 2 back-to-back aces. We saw her with the dump shot there. A couple of great swings on the opposite position. She just has a knack sometimes, doesn't she?
She really does, and that's why she's the team captain. I mean, she's been playing this game a long time, international, high school. And here we see her collegiately. She's been asked to do a lot for this team, and again, she's putting them on her shoulders and doing all the little things for her team.
All right, let's check in with Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan.
Well, one of the things during between games 1 and 2 that Hawaii lacked was emotion, and head coach Robin Amo Santos pulling the team into the tunnel, talking to them about that emotion and trying to get her players to play with more heart. Coming out of this timeout, Hawaii is a different team that they were in that first set, and tactically they recognized Tori Van Winden hitting that pipe. They're trying to make sure that they get 2 blockers up and play defense around to pick up the tip shot. Back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Emotion certainly is an important aspect of really any athletic endeavor, but particularly in a game that is so associated with momentum like collegiate volleyball.
Exactly, and talking to Coach Crossan before the match, he said, we try not to get caught up in the emotion. We try just to keep moving on to the next play.
And they do so out of that timeout as Adley Van Winden gets kill number 5. Yeah, Sam Crossan had some interesting things to say about just how this team has handled the pressure of success and the expectation and attention that it brings. Now ranked 11th in the country, continuing to climb in RPI as Burns hit that one in the sweet spot.
And Faith Ma'afala, seeing our hitter Natasha Burns up early, communicating, calling for the ball. They have had a very good connection all year long. Faith not afraid to go to her middles from wherever she is on the court.
So 22 serving 17. Here it comes from McKenna Granato. Forces the overpass. Natasha Burns says mahalo nui loa.
And McKenna Granato doing what she does great. She's 13th in the NCAA this year in aces. She's got a great jump float. She's got 34 aces this year so far. Let's see if she can continue on.
Yeah, tops in the conference in aces per set. Middle set goes to Tori Van Winden. Diving one-hand save, Ma'afala. Ross in the middle of the net. Goes off the block and down. A scramble point for Hawaii, and they have aloha ball in set number 2.
And again, broken plays. They're doing those little things on the broken plays.
So Granato now serving to try to even this match up. Denekashe chases down the set. It's Adley Van Winden into the middle of the floor. And Granato couldn't get under it.
Hawaii in a very good position right now. All they have to do is play side-out volleyball. That means basically one good pass and swing away.
So here is Adley Still aloha ball for Hawaii in set 2. Ma'afala outside to Ross against a solo block. Returned, and it is a cue. Blind back bump set to Ross from off the net. Got a fingertip on that block. And a diving save by a cue over the net. Van Winden finds that deep corner.
And you can start seeing the fight right now in both teams, especially Hawaii. Their defense, they are all over the court. They can feel the energy, and they're finally getting, the emotion that was lacking earlier in the match.
They lead by 5. But boy, does this final point just feel like such a difficult task right now with Adley Van Winden at the service line. And against this Cal Poly squad. Still aloha ball. Yosia, the touch shot. Point Hawaii. And this match is all square after 2 sets. Hawaii flips the script, winning set 2, 25-19. Get comfy, folks. We got ourselves a volleyball match.
Intermission here at the Stan Sheriff Center. We have a battle going on between Hawaii and number 11 Cal Poly, first place on the line. It was all Mustangs in the first, but Hawaii rebounds to take set number 2. Set number 3 coming up with Kanoa and Lisa on Spectrum Sports.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the McDonald's match statistics. Lisa, what do you think?
Well, it's pretty amazing that on kills they're even tied up there, but the percentages have been a little bit of a teeter-totter. In game 1, Cal Poly dominated on the kill percentage, and in game 2, Hawaii dominated. Things are evening out, but Cal Poly's block a little stronger, but truly the biggest difference I think in game 2 was that Hawaii came alive. They started to scramble. Angel Gaskin got on task.
All right, and we also saw some effective changes made to the lineup by Robin Amos Santos. Kamale Krug we saw get in there. McKenna Ross got in there and certainly has given them a bit of a lift. Noreen Yosia, obviously in a number of different categories, number of different ways, was able to contribute. It appears as though Robin will stick with that and some of the changes and adjustments she made in that second set.
Well, I think she is sticking with that, and I think it's the energy is good. They found a little system. They seem in sync, and obviously they're coming into game number 3 or set number 3 very confident.
Well, that's a good way to get it started. Faith Ma'afala deals an ace out of the deck. That has been such a weapon over the years for the Rainbow Wahine, is being able to score from the service line. 1-0. Middle set, that's Tori Van Winden, dug up by Ma'afala. Bump set, a cue to Yosia, roll shot. Great diving save there by Tori. Adley with the dink. Great diving save by Ma'afala. Here's Granato through the block and down. We are seeing the bodies hitting the floor here in this match between Hawaii and Cal Poly.
And they say defense wins games, and Faith Ma'afala came out of nowhere to get that ball up, starting with a great serve and then playing some fantastic defense.
2-0. Can Hawaii keep the pressure on? Outside, here's Adley Van Winden, blocked back and roofed. Burns in Yosia.
And Cal Poly struggling a little bit, getting a little bit predictable. Hawaii reading Cal Poly's offense very well here. Natasha Burns got almost all of that one.
4th total team block for Hawaii in this match. It's 3-0. Good pass there. Middle set off the block and down, courtesy Meredith Phillips.
Cal Poly has had so much success in the middle offensively, moving the ball around Hawaii's middle blockers. Natasha Burns almost got that.
So here's Adley to serve. Tied for second on the team with 15 aces coming into tonight. Now follow backside to Granato. Well, we know that there's been a little bit more emotion, and they certainly appear to be riding that way, but what else are they doing technically that is benefiting this Hawaii team?
I think technically, again, I want to go back to Hawaii setting the right side of the court and keeping the ball a little bit off of the net so that the hitters can actually see the court.
That one hit wide. by Tori Van Winden. And right now it is Hawaii up 5 serving 1, and Sam Crossan wondering how things have changed so drastically, particularly after that first set where Mustangs were dominant. Serve down the line just misses wide by McKenna Granato.
Well, Hawaii has really showed up, and these two teams lined up so well earlier this year at the Mott Center up at Cal Poly. By the way, a little tidbit for you. Stan Sheriff is a graduate of Cal Poly, so whenever I think of that center, I think of Stan Sheriff. But they match up very well, these two teams.
And we're seeing so much higher quality, rhythmic type of action from Hawaii here after that first set, including that nectar posted by Ma'afala to Burns.
And you gotta love it when they're having fun. Things change when you're having fun.
And when you're scoring points, it's always easier to have fun. A near roof there by Hawaii, free ball sent over. Can they score this? Here's Ross against a double block. Indeed!
And Ross off of almost 1 foot on that approach. Again, a broken play, bettering the ball.
Timeout, Mustangs. Rabanamo Santos down in front on the replay. Well, Hawaii fans were very aware of the scenario here. Lone loss for the Rainbow Wahine in conference play this season came at the hands of Cal Poly. A very complicated tiebreaker system would be at play if the Rainbow Wahine can win here tonight. As Ross is denied access, Mercer once again putting up the wall. And so efficiency tonight, at least going in, was certainly considered of the utmost importance. Hawaii dropped that first set. A win in 4, at least going in, was certainly something that if the tiebreaker got to that point, got to that category or that level, would come in handy as Denekashe once again finds the middle of that Hawaii defense on that second touch. But the idea of a sweep was certainly tossed out the window after set 1. And so it appears as though it kind of allowed the Rainbow Wahine to maybe play a little more freely. Like, let's just go out there and see what we can do against this vaunted Cal Poly squad, who happened to be making a little surge out of that last time out as Jessica McCroskey hammers it home.
And absolutely, the pressure is off after game 1. They've just got to relax and play. So much hype on this game. Hawaii knows they're capable of competing with this team. It's just the unforced errors. And the energy has definitely shifted.
Serve into the net gives Hawaii the point. It is 8 serving 5 here in set 3. If you're just joining us, it was all Cal Poly in the opening frame, 25-14. And the Rainbow Wahine were able to kick it into gear in set 2, 25-19. They took that one. So we are even Steven. Crew getting the block. Bump set by Tori Van Winden to McCroskey. And she's able to find the seam against that Hawaii D.
And Hawaii's block really slowing down the ball with Krug in the middle there. Again, I want to emphasize she's very talented on the blocking scheme of things. She touches so many balls. It's amazing. And that truly is her job, to slow things down.
Mika Dixon with the serve. Krug, high hands and down. Little offense from Kamale Krug.
Another true freshman coming in, not getting a ton of playing time this year, but every time she's been called upon so far this season, she's come in and made something good happen.
First UH athlete out of Anuenue School. Rico Okino now with the serve, gets Cal Poly out of system. And it's going to be a free ball here for Hawaii. Gaskin the first touch. You'll see it. Outside Granato blocked back, covered by Krug. They're going to go to Granato a second time, roll shot. And now it's advantage Cal Poly. Middle set, the dig, diving save Gaskin. Granato the swing. And that one was scaled against the Rainbow Wahine, and they still found a way to get the point.
And I'll tell you how they made that point. Angel Gaskin pulled off the net and picked up that tip with one hand. Here on the replay, you don't see it, but that's what made that play possible.
That's a play that I'm not so sure Angel Gaskin would have made earlier in the season.
I guarantee you she didn't make that play earlier.
Good cover there off the block by Granato. Gaskin times the jump, but the block was up. It was Mercer. Again, just making her presence so felt along that net.
Mercer doing a great job, big and strong.
Mercer with 7 kills, hitting .357. She also has 6 blocks.
Big presence on the front court.
Just all over the stat sheet. 7 serving 10. Aquino with the pass. Bump set outside. Granato blocked and roofed.
And Granato going full-on swing. Finds Cal Poly's huge block. In a set like that, that's a little tight. I'd like to see McKenna Granato use the block. Tool it, hit high off the hands.
And here come those Mustangs. Gaskin double block up, goes over the block and long, no touch, point for Cal Poly. And I think Robin Amos Santos is going to challenge the call. And will ask Ernie Ho to take a look as to whether or not there was actually a touch on the block.
And I think truly she's not sure, but I think she's going to take this opportunity to slow things down here in this set.
Works the same as a timeout. She has a chance to huddle up the players, has a chance to adjust the blocking schematics and fundamentals, as you can see.
Absolutely, can't blame her. It's a great high reach. There you see on the replay, swinging high for hands. Again, Hawaii setting that right side a lot more often in these last 2 sets than they have in the past. Hawaii's traditionally set high outside to the pin, high outside. McKenna Granato's seen more sets than she'd probably like to in her whole life, but I love that they're moving it around.
That angle from that deep corner cam made it look a little more questionable as to whether or not there may have been a touch. I'm not so sure. From that angle, however, there's enough evidence there to overturn the call. It was an out call, and so the point went to Cal Poly, at least on the floor. Again, adding to the scenario, we mentioned tiebreakers, Hawaii hunting for the conference crown. They need a win tonight just to give themselves a chance at that. Cal Poly still with a pair of matches against UC Irvine, which could throw a potential wrench into their chase for the title if they were to lose somehow tonight to Hawaii. But what makes it all the more important for the Rainbow Wahine is their RPI at the moment this week is 75. And so if they do not win the automatic bid out of this conference, it is very unlikely that Hawaii has enough remaining on its schedule to build an RPI that would be deserving of an at-large berth, as the middle roof is there once more, this time by Meredith Phillips. And so that's why it is of the utmost importance for Hawaii to beat Cal Poly, not just for the sake of trying to reign supreme in conference, but if they want to play in the national postseason. Renato, high hands.
There's the high hands, and absolutely for Hawaii to go on to that postseason. In the past, most often the Big West has only gotten one bid, and it depends on the RPI, which is the index of scoring and all that kind of stuff. But Hawaii, yes, desperately needs this, and what more can be said? Or you're relying on somebody else's decision.
Overpass, joust at the net, and Burns wins it this time. It was almost a rematch as Denekoshe got up there.
That play made possible by a great serve from the backcourt. Janelle Gong coming in, the jump float.
12 serving 10. Another jump floater, this time the pass on the money, and Adley Van Winden is dug up in the back row by Okino. That's set tight to the net. Granato goes off the block and out. Point for Hawaii. But she had to improvise that one.
That is definitely a better the ball play by McKenna Granato. Not a great set. Sees it, it's a little trapped, and uses the blocker's hands. 9
kills for Granato. She leads all attackers. Burns is blocked by Denekoshe, but Gong gets it across. Cal Poly on the attack. Here's Adley Van Winden the dink. Diving save, you'll see a Burns the bump. And Granato slaps it over. Burns again was challenged by Denekoshe on that second touch, but this time didn't have the hand position. What is the key for a middle blocker there on a play like that?
She's got to line up with her right hand. She's got to get in front of her and get in front of her right shoulder and penetrate. She went with her, she jumped with her, she did her job, but she didn't line up correctly.
Here's Gaskin. Popped up in the air by Denekoshe. Van Winden will get a swing out of it, pounds it off the block, kept alive by Gaskin. You'll see a high ball to Granato through the block. One-hand save, broker. Beautifully done. Here's Tori Van Winden off the block, punched up in the air by Yosia. So Okina bump sets Granato, blocked back. Okina will do the same. Granato this time blocked back and roofed.
And I'll tell you, those long rallies, Hawaii staying in on these long rallies. Great set by Okino. Huge block on the opposite side. Granato swinging away.
How about the blocking numbers for Cal Poly in this match? That's now 12 on the night. Gaskin against a double block. Oh, she was thinking about it. That's what starts to happen as that block becomes more and more of a force.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's a controversial call here. The down ref called a touch, I believe.
That is the call. A touch call, which results in a point for Hawaii, and Sam Crossan will use his third and final challenge of the match.
Meredith Phillips is saying there's no possible way that I touch that, coach. And as we found out, is that oftentimes you got to listen to your players.
Well, from our perspective, it didn't even look like it was close.
It didn't look close at all. Maybe somebody blinked and saw something.
And so Sam Crossan will use the third challenge. Of course, if this were to go 5, he'd get an extra one, but that is his final challenge. And yeah, no, this will not get reversed. This should be a pretty quick review, I would imagine. I mean, that was a good 6 inches above that block.
A good 6 inches. And if it goes Hawaii's way, then
we need better video equipment.
Maybe they could borrow these. My glasses over here.
Well, there's a discussion across the way with the R1 and Adley Van Winden. Ernie Ho waiting for the opportunity to tell Miley Jukes what the call is, and it is reversed.
I think Sam Crossan sent Adley Van Winden over to ask a question for him because he can't address, and she's the floor captain and has to speak on his behalf.
But he got upset because Ernie Ho was delaying the call, but he needs the attention of the top official to be able to make the official call. So here we go, 13 all after the dust clears. And it is Avalon Denekashe with the serve. Here's Granato from off the net. Dug up by Broker, beautifully done. But it results in a free chance here for Hawaii. Can they cash it in? You'll see it outside Granato, off the block and down. And she gets to double figures in kills for the 14th time in 20 matches this season.
McKenna Granato is just amazing. She sees the court so well, and that set perfect for her. Again, a little space for her. She can see the block hit high off of the hands.
Hawaii up 1. We are inching along here in this third set. Perfect pass outside. It's Tori Van Winden going hard angle and catches that sideline.
Tori going up and over the block on a little quick play, if you will. Not all the way out to the pin. She comes inside and then cuts the ball back over Noreen Iusia's hands.
And that was her 26th attempt. She now has 8 kills to lead the Mustangs. As the serve goes out by Adley Van Winden, but make no mistake, Tori is up to it in the match play between these two teams in the Stan Sheriff Center last season. She had 25 kills on 64 attempts.
You think she's their go-to girl?
As it stands, however, McKenna Granato has been Hawaii's go-to girl. She's had 28 attacks as that serve goes into the twine.
And they'll continue to set those players that lead their teams. I mean, why not? Number 1 and number 1.
Two-hand pass, Granato. One-hand set, Ma'afala. And Denekashe with the dig. Bump set goes to Tori Van Winden off the block it down. And she gets back-to-back kills and has 9 for the match.
And Natasha Burns was right there. She lined up really well. I think if she penetrates a little bit more with her right hand, she could slow Tori Van Winden down.
First lead change of this third set. And the advantage here for the Mustangs on the attack. Tori blazes one again. She gets to double figures. She's finding a groove, and it is Cal Poly up 2. 2 timeouts left for Hawaii. 1 timeout left for Cal Poly here in the 3rd frame.
You start wondering if Robin Ramos Santos is going to try to slow things down with a substitution.
You'll see it. Dug up over the net. Burns blocked. Burns tried to touch it over. Little pitter-patter above the tape. Tori Van Winden off the block. Dug up by Ma'afala. A cue comes over. She will set Ross. Blocked and roofed. And that is another point for Cal Poly. They lead by 3, and that forces a Hawaii timeout. 13 total team blocks for the Mustangs. Well, the mountain of Mustangs at the net, becoming a little too tall for the Rainbow Wahine throughout this match. 13 total team blocks for Cal Poly, Lisa.
Cal Poly is just putting on a blocking show. They've worked very hard on their blocking all year, but Madeline Mercer and Meredith Phillips, their middles have really turned it on and are really getting in Hawaii's offensive, the hitters' heads, if you will.
Right on cue, they do it again. It's Mercer next to Tori Van Winden. So I guess you could just call them Mount Madeline and Mount Meredith across the net for Cal Poly.
That's right. I said it earlier, the M squared. But Hawaii, again, pulling their sets off the net a little, and even including McKenna Granato out of the backcourt right now, starting to set her a little bit more, I think would mess things up a little bit for Cal Poly.
A couple of sticky rotations there for the Rainbow Wahine, trailing by 3. Middle set, and it's Tori Van Winden. They set her literally anywhere on the floor.
They set her everywhere, whether it's left front or pull her in, and especially on that right side. She also hits out of the pipe, a lot like McKenna Granato, but they mix her up really well, so it's hard for the blockers to commit.
And it'll be a free chance here for Cal Poly. Kanekashe dug up by Yosia. Here's McKenna Ross by the double block. What a save by Adley Van Winden in the back row. Hawaii on the attack. Ma'afala backside. You'll see her. The dink. Punched up in the air by McCroskey. She gets the swing. Dug up by Ma'afala. So a cue goes cross court to Yosia. Blocked and roofed again.
Well, when it rains, it pours. It's like a little contagious, I think, over on that side of the net. You know, they are truly sealing the deal on their block.
It is a code that Hawaii has not been able to crack, and that compounds it. An ace by Tori Van Winden, and Cal Poly has snatched up control in this 3rd set. They lead by a half dozen, 22-16, forcing a Rainbow Wahine timeout.
Well, I think it's a good timeout. It's time to slow things down, regroup, talk to the players, get a game plan. But again, back to keeping that set off the net. I'm not so sure. Casey Castillo came out in that game 1. McKenna Ross came in. McKenna Ross struggling a little bit right now. She's across the net from Tori Van Winden, the bigger blocker. I'm wondering if Hawaii has anybody else that they can throw in that spot.
And very little of Hawaii's transition has been in system here as of late. They're forced to set a lot of high balls outside to Ross, and I mean, if that big imposing block on the other side of the net for Cal Poly is there reading it and waiting, good luck.
There's not a lot of places for her to go. It becomes very predictable. Hawaii just needs to try to come back together, get a couple of good side outs, and stay in this set 3.
Tickets issued tonight, 7,476 through the turnstile, 5,644. Certainly some of the best numbers that we have seen here in this 2018 season. But right now, looks of concern abound in the Stan Sheriff Center.
Well, Hawaii, again, doing the best they can, but they have been stuck in this rotation. Notice that Cal Poly is going after McKenna Granato. They're trying to serve her purposefully so that she has to pass and then get outside.
19-1 for the Mustangs. Best start in program history, up to number 11 in the national rankings. Trying to shut the door for the 2nd straight year on Hawaii here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And we'll have a call against the Rainbow Wahine. It is a 4-hit violation and a point for Cal Poly. And again, just a lot of ragged sort of improvisation that we're seeing over the last stretch of points on the Hawaii side of the net. Can they get back into rhythm? You'll see it against a double block, tried to go down the line. Denekashe was able to get the better of Krug there at the net. That's become a weapon once again for Avalon Denekashe here in set 3.
And a lot of scramble on Hawaii's side of the court, a lot of broken plays, if you will. There's no system going on. They are completely out of system.
Aloha ball for Cal Poly. Serve goes long. That ends a 5-0 run for the Mustangs. That's the sign of a good team, though, right? The ability to, in stretches, figure out a way to announce themselves, figure out a way to establish these bursts. And that's what we're seeing from Cal Poly here in the 3rd set as Ross gets dug up by Broker. Chased out of the bench area by McCroskey. Chance for Hawaii. You'll see a middle to Krug. Couldn't get all of it. Paintbrushed it. McCroskey off the block. And that set to Granato. Ill-placed, so now the advantage to Cal Poly, and McCroskey cashes it in. Point for the Mustangs. 25-17 in set 3, and they will swap sides again. Desperation time for the Rainbow Wahine. Well, the Rainbow Warrior Volleyball team in the house to support their female counterparts. So far, though, Hawaii trailing on the scoreboard 2-1, and the big factor in that 3rd frame was Cal Poly's ability to put up the wall at the net. They have 15 total team blocks for the match, 8 of those coming in that 3rd set.
Yes, 8 blocks in game 3. They just put on a show, and I'll tell you, it really got in the heads of Hawaii's hitters. Noreen Iasia didn't have 1 kill in game 3. McKenna Granato had 6, but she didn't have a lot of help, with Hawaii only hitting at 0% in set 3.
Yeah, 10 kills, 10 errors for Hawaii in set number 3. There's a special UH Club for Keiki. Stop by Papa John's Pizza to join the UH Kids Club. Purchase a large pizza and children receive an official club t-shirt and a host of other benefits. Join the UH Kids Club today. So it is now officially desperation time for the Rainbow Wahine. Their conference championship hopes, their NCAA tournament hopes rest on this 4th set. They're going to have to push it to a decisive 5th for even a shot. Burns blocked back. What a save on the cover by a Q, but nobody had her back, and Cal Poly strikes first in the 4th.
With a block. That's where they ended, and that's where they started.
I mean, it has been an absolute clinic put on at the net in the blocking department by Cal Poly. Granato tools the block that time, and Hawaii on the board.
And Granato doing a nice job. Again, a great set to the right front. Granato seeing the court well, hitting high off of the hands.
I mean, Cal Poly has some great blocking numbers. They average 2.2 per set as a squad. Lisa, they have 16 through 3 sets plus tonight.
Well, they're playing, that's definitely been their match so far for Cal Poly. Offensively, yes, in game 1, but their blocking has really won them game 3, hands down.
So McKenna Granato, 11 kills to lead Hawaii, matching the output of Tori Van Winden. Serves it down the line and out.
Hawaii trying to put a little bit more pressure on Cal Poly, but again, just keeping the ball in play, the unforced errors. Robin Dos Santos talking earlier and all season long about the inconsistency of her team.
Adley Van Winden sends it deep and out. So back-to-back out serves. Now, Cal Poly has won the last 3 meetings with UH. Prior to last season, though, when they swept the season series, they had only beaten the University of Hawaii 4 times since 1980, the last prior to last season, coming in 2006. As the soft touch works against that Hawaii D.
Skylar Williams into the game here in the middle.
I'm going to try to see if the sophomore from Bellflower, California can make a difference for Hawaii's blocking abilities at the net. Here's McKenna Ross going high hands. Mustangs in transition, middle set to Mercer, dug up by Granato. Yosia tried to go deep corner, and Adley Van Winden whiffed on it.
And Yosia does a nice job just trying to put the ball where Cal Poly is not. Her little beach shot there.
Yeah, that's right.
She's been swinging away. She's like, you are not blocking me this time. It is not going to happen.
The high arching kill that time for Yosia. Here's Tori Van Winden, blocked and roofed by the freshly inserted Skylar Williams.
When given opportunity, let me on that court. Just a refresher for those of you at home, she started the season as the middle blocker for this team, and then she's kind of been in and out, very limited.
Yeah, dealt with some injury issues as well.
Yes.
Made 4 starts. This is the 11th match that she's played in this season. And that's going to be a Hawaii point as Cal Poly wasn't able to return it. Good serve there by Noreen Yosia.
Yosia doing a great job putting some heat on her ball from the backcourt, that jump serve.
They need every mile per hour she can conjure up. Perfect pass that time by Tori Van Winden. Williams got a touch again in the middle. Gets the set in the middle. Two-hand save there, Broker. McCroskey down the line. That one dug up by Yosia. Ross centers it to Granato. Dug up over the net. Ross with the swing. Broker pops it up. And a free ball coming for Hawaii. A cue the pass. Yosia the set to Gaskin.
Are the kind of rallies that Hawaii needs to give them the confidence that they can compete with this Cal Poly team.
And wakes up the stands here at the SSC. Timeout, Cal Poly. Welcome back. The Rainbow Wahine up 6-3 here in set number 4. It has been a topsy-turvy journey here tonight in this highly anticipated battle, with the Big West Conference Championship very much on the line. And an ace by Noreen Yosia. That is her 3rd ace of the evening.
Cal Poly adjusting their lineup on this. Noreen Yosia doing a great job again, serving in between 2 players with a lot of topspin on this serve.
Here's Tori Van Winden. Wow. That was straight down to the floor.
So in the last time out, Croson pulled Danikashe on the side, and he said, I need you to do one thing right now. I need you to set Tori Van Winden. She did what she was
She obliged. Granato from the back row into the net. An unforced hitting error that time by Granato. That allows Cal Poly to get back within 2. This is a must-win 4th set. Overpass. Danekashe is dug up by Yosia. Here's Gaskin, the dink. Easy dig there for Broker. Danekashe. She has done that a slew of times tonight.
Yeah, Danekashe is just not afraid whatsoever. That's her 5th kill. She's a setter. Skylar Williams jumped a little late with her. She's got to identify early that she's got to commit with Danekashe every single time.
Again, that was precisely a point of emphasis in practice this week for Hawaii with regard to the middle blockers. It isn't a full jump, right? It's merely being ready to just sort of toe tap, if you will, up above the net.
And let her know that you're there. These setters sneak a peek before they set the ball.
That one dug up over the net, so Yosia goes backside to Gaskin a second time, dug up by Tori Van Winden. Here's McCroskey, blocked and roofed. Skylar Williams says, ole.
Skylar Williams getting her job done, getting outside, closing that seam. Big, strong block.
8 serving 6. Well, you knew it would be high emotion. You knew it would be high stress as well.
Are you feeling a little stressed here?
Who is it? Williams again.
Williams saying, you know, I know this game too. I know how to block. I'm going to get our numbers up there with Cal Poly's blocks.
Right now, Robin Amos Santos has to feel pretty good about that mid-match decision.
That's a huge decision. She has been out for a little while. Putting the trust in her, she must have had a really good couple weeks in practice.
Q has to go cross court on the blind backside bump to Granato, who caught it fat. And you saw the palms pointed upward there, the look of frustration from McKenna.
The tough set, a little high. She gets under the lights, coming over her back shoulder on her. She's just swinging as hard as she can without really seeing the court.
So 7 serving 9, Mika Dixon with the serve. Out it goes.
Dixon, a 5'7" junior, floating that ball along. Last year she only played in 18 matches. Getting lots of time this year.
Yeah. Both her parents former pro figure skaters, so she kind of changed it up a little bit, getting out on the volleyball court.
She changed it up a lot.
At least without ice skates. Here's Gaskin.
And Gaston doing again a little thing. She kept that ball in play. Earlier this season, I don't think she would have done that. She would have just swung away, but not a great set, bettering the ball.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of growth from that standpoint. She was a hitter earlier in the year where everything had to be in rhythm, right? As that was certainly in rhythm from Tori Van Winden for the Cal Poly point. But it had to be precise for Angel Gaskin to be at her best. We're now starting to see her adjust different kinds of swings, different type of repertoire, different approaches, and still able to find success.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the 3 senior transfer-in players that comes from Maryland was the captain of her team over there, having to learn a whole new system, new coaching staff, new players, new routines.
McKenna Granato unleashes.
That's Granato's 12th kill on the evening, set 33 times so far this evening.
12-8. Back row set, Tori Van Winden. Oh, what an effort by Ma'afala to try to chase down that second touch.
Ma'afala just scrambling, throwing it all out. She is so determined. You gotta love her energy, man. She's come in and just really put some great energy into this team.
14 kills now for Tori Van Winden. Granato. We talk about bettering the ball. How about what Faith Ma'afala did after that first pass?
You know, she leads the team in assists. Last year she was a libero and a serving, not libero, defensive specialist and a serving specialist. This year she's come in and asked to set. She's doing a phenomenal job bettering the ball.
So 13 serving 9. Tori Van Winden blasts it off the block and down. That is her 38th attempt. She now has 15 kills to lead everybody.
Well, she's definitely been a nice addition to the team.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sorry, UCLA, but you know, Tori Van Winden's moved on to help Cal Poly.
First in the Big West, 30th in the nation in hitting percentage. Was an all Pac-12 first teamer, in fact, at UCLA in 2016. Helped lead the Bruins to the Elite 8 last year, but then wanted to change. And so to Cal Poly she went as the roof is up, and guess who? Tori Van Winden, who is starting to take over, at least on the Cal Poly side.
And again, I have to say on the set selection on that one, that's a tough set for McKenna Ross. I mean, look at the opposing, who's there. Sometimes you gotta look what's across the net and select away from the biggest girl on the court.
Oh, here it is again, Ross. Block got the fingertips on it. Backside, Tori Van Winden right down the line. Too much for a Q to handle, and the Mustangs within 1.
See if they're going to slow this down by changing up the lineup, possibly a substitution, or setting away from that left side, going back to that right side.
Here's Adley Van Winden. Burns misses the floor wide. Point for Cal Poly, and we are even at 13 apiece. Oh, that one was right there for the taking.
It was a great connection. She was just a little too far over.
Crowd urging the home team on. Ross tried to go deep corner. Great scramble there to return it. Hawaii on the attack. Backside, it's Yosia. Got the touch, got the kill, and most importantly, gets the point for Hawaii to end that Cal Poly's burst.
I was waiting for that set to go back to Yosia on that right side, because I think that she is, you know, she's #2 in kills on this team this year. And I think offensively, she's a huge threat.
Yeah, she's #2 in kills, #2 in assists, #2 in aces, #2 in digs, #2 in blocks.
And the captain.
And #10 in your programs. Oh, that set tight to the net was put in the perfect spot for Phillips to just hammer into it.
Phillips just driving so hard again. She just reminds me of a lion in a cage. She's only a freshman, but she's got such a quick arm swing.
14-all Broker with the serve. Yosia, double block is up. She goes through it and down. For Yosia, that's kill #8. She is now 2 kills away from her 5th triple-double of the season.
You know, doing my homework for this match, I learned something about her that I didn't know before. In high school, she was given the Andy Collins Award. She was the best setter in the nation.
That's right. And here she is now compiling numbers as a setter and an outside hitter. That one goes off of the dome of Angel Gaskin, actually hit the big board above the floor, which would be playable if it remains on the Hawaii side of the net, but there was no getting to that.
That was a duck and cover. She really got hit on the head. She ducked. She does not seem phased at all.
Outside, Ross blocked and roofed. Daneka Shea, the freshman, with another stuff. She has been in on now 7 blocks.
Daneka Shea again, both parents, volleyball players, true freshman.
Hawaii needs this. Here's Gaskin, cross-court dug up by Tori. Here's Adley Van Winden. That's dug up by Yosia. Hawaii needs a point. Gaskin, the dink, punched up in the air. It'll be McCroskey from off the net. That one right there is saved by Yosia. So back row bump set. Granato pulls the string.
Granato doing a fabulous job seeing the court very well again from the back court, attacking the ball and just taking something off. They call that campfire defense. Everybody sits around and watches the ball drop.
Well, Cal Poly continues to pile up the blocking numbers. Hawaii hitting $130 in this set. They are just grinding, trying to see if there's any way possible to extend this match to a 5th set. Here's Tori Van Winden, dug up by Yosia. Okino finds Granato, deep corner it in.
Now that's a McKenna Granato like perfect hit, if you ask me. She's got that long, deep arm swing, very hard to defend that ball.
15 kills for the Mac attack. Outside, it's McCroskey. Great up there by Okino. Akiu has to send it over, she does. We play on. Daneka Shea dumps it down. She did that one with flair and style points.
Daneka Shea, I don't believe, has been stopped all evening on the jump dump.
Tied at 17. Backside, Gaskin winds up, uncoils. Off the block, played by Broker. Tori Van Winden just slaps it over. Gaskin off the bump set from Okino. Wow!
And Okino doing a fabulous job in the backcourt, coming in, number one, serving tough, digging some balls, running down balls, but then this great bump set to Gaskin. And again, setting a left-handed player a little bit more difficult than a right-handed player. You've got to put it on spot.
See the numbers for Angel Gaskin. Hawaii by a digit. Outside, Adley Van Winden is blocked. And Roof. Gaskin next to Burns.
Gaskin posting a great block on the outside here. On the replay, you can see she reaches over, sets the block, closes the door.
Here's Adley. The touch shot. Waiting for it was Yosia. So Okino bumps, sets it to Granato off the block. Denekashe. That time, Burns was ready. Timeout, Cal Poly. Hawaii by 3. Trying to push it to a 5th. Welcome back. Here we are in the 4th. A must-win set, a must-win match for Hawaii. With all realistic possibilities for an NCAA tournament berth, for a Big West Conference championship on the line, this is certainly a desperation situation for Hawaii. Overpass out of the timeout. You'll see it goes middle to Burns. Yes! And Hawaii up 4.
And Natasha Burns is critical right now. She just had a great block on Denekashe before the timeout, and then that point has created separation for Hawaii.
21 serving 17. Can they push it to a 5th? And you look at the numbers for the match. Cal Poly hitting 289, Hawaii 139. Cal Poly out digging the Rainbow Wahine, out blocking them by a mile, and yet Hawaii up 4, trying to push it to a decisive 5th set. Tori Van Winden, what a save. Okino. Granato through the block.
And again, Okino in the backcourt coming up with some amazing defense, just sitting back there, laying it all out. Not only an up, but a great dig. And we talked about the transition plays.
5 straight points by Hawaii, and that's going to be a miss hit by Denekashe. I think at any other point in the match, she would have gone and just tried to dump that thing over, but Burns got her the last time, and maybe she was a bit hesitant in that moment.
That's right. She would have dumped, if you will, but not on that play.
Gong gets it in again. Another set outside Adley, and we got a net violation called against Denekashe. And it's a point for Hawaii. And it's Aloha Bowl in the 4th.
And Janelle Gong doing a fabulous job from the service line, just jump floating that ball over. Cal Poly struggling with this serve receive.
Back row set, Tori Van Winden blocked, but it goes just wide of the sideline.
Tasha Burns again getting her hands on a lot of balls in the front court.
So it remains Aloha Ball here in the 4th. What a match we have had so far. So many violent swings in momentum. Can Hawaii finish the deal in set number 4? Burns couldn't get all of it. Here's Adley Van Winden, the touch shot. You'll see the save. A cue, back bump set to Granato. Pinballed around and returned by Tori Van Winden. Granato a second time, high hands, one hand fisted save by Tori. Can Cal Poly return it? They do. Burns, the dink. And we will go to a 5th. Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. Lisa.
So when Noreen Asia plays some great defense like she does here, she can no longer set the ball. So in comes Tita Akiu, and she becomes the setter. So important for her to know exactly where her hitters are and where she is on the court. Here you see her coming in, and she has to bump set if she's in front of the 10-foot line, but she can use her hands if she's behind the 10-foot line. She has been bump setting some great sets this entire evening and this season. And that's how it works.
So for Hawaii, this will be their 4th 5-set match of the season. And they are 2-2 so far in 5-setters. Cal Poly hasn't had to face this scenario all that much this year. We showed you just how dominant they've been with all of those sweep victories being tested in a fairly unique and infrequent manner here tonight by the home team, Rainbow Wahine.
I think test is exactly what Cal Poly knew they'd get coming into tonight's evening. In talking with Coach Croson earlier in the match, he said this environment is amazing, and we just have to figure out how to stay calm and to not get rattled. I think both teams are feeling that right now in this game 5, set 5, that is played to 15.
It is just Cal Poly's 2nd 5-set match of the season. They went to 5 with LMU back in August as part of the Utah State Invitational in Logan. And they won that one 3-2.
And that was very early in their season.
Yeah, I mean, they were still running a 6-2 around that time.
That's right. They've switched things around quite a bit. They've been in a 5-1 now. Their last year's libero is now their outside hitter in a brand new middle. 7 newcomers to this Cal Poly team, and Hawaii, many newcomers to this team.
So the scenario is clear for Hawaii. In order to have a chance at winning a conference title and getting the automatic bid to an NCAA tournament, they need to win this 5th set. And even if they do that, they will still have to rely on other factors. They're going to have to hope that there is another stumble along the way for Cal Poly, or that Cal Poly goes deep into matches with several other conference opponents. The tiebreaker system has a long list of categories. It starts with head-to-head, which would be even if Hawaii pulls this off. And then it goes to conference opponents win-loss. Then it goes to set wins and losses against conference opponents. Then it goes to wins and losses in sets against each other.
I'm getting a headache listening to this. It gets complicated.
It could be its own collegiate degree.
But you gotta love this. Hawaii fighting here at home against the Cal Poly Mustangs, ranked number 11 in the nation right now.
So throw all the stats, throw everything that happened previously out the window. It is a race to 15. Tori Van Winden the dink, dug up by Granato. Here's Yosia, 2 blockers up. She pounds it high hands and gets the kill. How did she do that?
She hit high off of the blocker's hands. It's called a tool.
I mean,
it's a tool chest. You got a little kit. You got all these tools in there, and then
she was aiming at the upper level here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Middle set. Burns shuts the door.
And I'll tell you, Natasha Burns is on target, on task. She's doing her job. She's staying home. She's taking care of her responsibilities. Very focused before every play. She stands at the net, puts her hands up, identifies where she's at and what's ahead of her.
You see the numbers, 10 kills, 6 blocks for Natasha Burns. 2 serving 0 here in the 5th. Faith Ma'afala again to slap it over. Down the line. Good pass there by Tori Van Winden. Gets the set on the outside and handcuffs McKenna Ross. That was a heater and kill number 19 for Tori.
And you know where Cal Poly's going to go. It's just a matter of being able to stop or slow her down.
So much easier said than done.
At 6'4", right?
As exhibited by the numbers. Here's Sister Adley with the serve. Ma'afala middle set to Burns. but it's going to be a mishandle by Faith Ma'afala. And it is a point for Cal Poly, so quickly they draw even. A very short-lived advantage for the Rainbow Wahine in this 5th set.
This game goes quick when it's to 15 in this rally scoring. It's very fast, and every contact matters.
Ma'afala sets up Granato, roll shot, Broker, easy dig. Tori Van Winden, her dink, dug up by a Q. Joust at the net, Burns wins the battle.
I'm telling you, Natasha Burns is having the match so far of her career.
Under these circumstances, with what is on the line, perceivably for Hawaii, I would definitely agree with that, and the look says it all.
It definitely says it all. She doesn't get a lot of emotion, but when she does well, she definitely knows how to celebrate.
So 3 serving, 2. Granato got to get these serves in a 5th set. Backside, Tori Van Winden off the block and down Burns. Had a possibility there on that angle. Couldn't quite close out that inside portion of the block.
And again, she knows where the set's going. She knows it's going to go 9 times out of 10 to Tori Van Winden. It's just a matter of slowing it down.
Ma'afala going cross court to Ross against the double block, dug up over the net by Broker. Hawaii on the attack. The pass was a little tight to the net. And it's going to be a back row attacker called against Hawaii. And it is a point for Cal Poly. A rare mistake on the pass by Tita Q. Timeout, Rainbow Wahine. Welcome back. There you see the whiteout crowd here. That was the promotion. And they have been struggling through the emotional roller coaster ride that this match has represented throughout the entire evening, oftentimes sitting on their hands, oftentimes to their feet. But it is Cal Poly up 1 here in set number 5. And Ross blasts into one against a double block, got a piece, and it's a Hawaii point, a much-needed killing point for McKenna Ross.
McKenna Ross just swinging away. That set coming all the way from across court, a bump set way out, and she just blasts that ball.
8th kill for Ross. That pass tight to the net, and that's going to be a lift call against Cal Poly, but Skylar Williams was rooted at the Terraflex when that very easily could have been one of those dump shots by Denekashe.
She was ready for it. She's very aware that Denekashe's up there in the front court, but Denekashe's back court right now.
Here's Tori Van Winden, blocked. Tried to push it down the line. A Q got a piece. Granato chases it down. Free ball coming for the Mustangs. They go to guess who? Tori Van Winden, who's blocked. Rejected by Skylar Williams.
And Sky Williams, knowing that ball is going to go there, gets out, penetrates, and critical block.
6 serving 4 in the 5th. Guess who? The touch shot. And it drops.
Gee, I wonder who they're going to set next.
Man, it is Groundhog Day. Each and every time Cal Poly's in transition.
Like catch and release. 21 kills for Tori Van Winden. 51 attempts. She's in the back row now.
Pretty sure that's a minor detail when it comes to the decision whether or not to set Tori Van Winden. 5 serving 6. Backside, you'll see a roll shot, diving save, Adley Van Winden. High ball, McCroskey. Jessica McCroskey, the junior from San Diego, who was a defensive specialist last year for Cal Poly.
She sees a seam in that block and just piles away.
Here's Williams. Oh, what an effort there by Adley Van Winden. Hawaii on the attack. Backside, you'll see it. 2 blockers up. She's blocked and roofed. Great effort on both sides of the net, but Adley Van Winden able to keep that point alive for the Mustangs.
Adley Van Winden chasing that ball down, bringing it back with one arm.
And Cal Poly jumps in front. Williams. The connection was pure from Ma'afala.
And Ma'afala just loves setting the middle. I mean, she just trusts her middles. You gotta love that.
So we are tied at 7. I guess the only other race now is which game ends first, this volleyball match or the World Series Game 3?
Probably this volleyball match.
McCroskey's dug up. Backside, Gaskin through the block and down. Hawaii gets to 8 first. They will swap sides. We will keep it here as we gear up for the conclusion of this epic marathon match. Angel Gaskin with 9 kills. Hawaii hitting .364 in this 5th set.
This is a very good rotation for Hawaii with Noreen Isia serving.
8 serving, 7 Yosia. Perfect pass by Tori Van Winden. Middle set is hammered home by Madeline Mercer.
Cal Poly going back to their middles. Remember, earlier this match, they established their middles early. They carried the load in game 1.
See the numbers for Mercer. Here's Mika Dixon. Gaskin off the block. Denekashe dumps it over. You could see that one coming, but no resistance for Hawaii. And Cal Poly again leapfrogs ahead.
Denekashe takes the second ball very obviously and dumps that ball over. Playing it over on 2 catches the defense a little bit on their heels.
So it's 9 serving 8. What a rivalry this has become here over the last few seasons.
And a good rivalry. It used to be Long Beach State. Now it seems to be Cal Poly and Hawaii.
That serve is blasted long. And we're tied at 9.
Hawaii took a little bit of extra time wiping up the floor prior to that serve. Sometimes that works.
So the home court advantage can oftentimes bring you. Here's Rika Okino. Back row set, Tori Van Winden. Touch shot rattled around. McCroskey's dug up. Here's Granato. Got a touch. That's a point for Hawaii. And they lead.
Granato doing a fabulous job off of that set, seeing it with 0 approach. 2 big blockers on her. She just swings high and off the hands.
10 serving 9. Here's Adley, the dink. Dug up by a Q. Backside, Gaskin. And a net violation called against Cal Poly. Point for Hawaii. They're up 2. Timeout Mustang. The conclusion when we return. Welcome back. Hawaii up 2 on Cal Poly here in the 5th. The Rainbow Wahine trying to break a streak against the Mustangs. They have lost the last 3 meetings, including back on October 6th. Trying to draw even atop the standings. Here's Adley Van Winden, dug up by a Q. Here's Granato, whistled dead. And it's going to be a mishandle called on the set by Noreen Yosia.
And that is a rare day.
Second time.
Second time tonight.
How about in that moment, in this set of this match, Leah Unger now into serve. Okino with the pass. Middle set to Williams off the block and down. Hawaii able to bounce back, and they lead by 2.
Skylar Williams is going so strong in the middle. Great pass. She's ready and she's aggressive. You gotta love that.
So many ties between these two programs. You mentioned Stan Sheriff. He's part of the Cal Poly Sports Hall of Fame. Middle set off the block. Good up there by Granato. Here's Gaskin. Over the double block. Point Hawaii. Timeout Mustangs. The Rainbow Wahine by 3 in the 5th.
And again, Hawaii doing the little things well. Natasha Burns getting her hands on that first contact. Gaskin swinging away. Cal Poly struggling to keep balls alive right now.
All right, let's check in with Ryan.
Hey guys, well I gotta tell you, this is the most animated that I have ever seen the Hawaii coaching staff. They are going up after every single play. Everyone from Kaleo Baxter to Angelica Lundquist to, of course, Robin Amo Santos. Angelica Lundquist really stressing their blockers' hands, saying their blockers to go low and tight, not necessarily trying to get high over the net, but really more working around the hand positioning. On the Cal Poly sideline, Tori Van Winden is really taking over the huddle, really just trying to pour emotion into her team, employing her team, trying to motivate them to get going here in the latter parts of this set. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. 9 kills to 1 hitting error for Hawaii in this 5th set. They're hitting 500 compared to 263 for the Mustangs. The connection between the program goes even beyond Stan Sheriff, however. Head coach for Cal Poly, Sam Crossan, in his 7th season. He played at Pacific, was a good outside hitter over there. Teammates with Rainbow Wahine Beach Volleyball head coach Jeff Hall, and they were at Pacific at the same time as Rainbow Warrior Basketball associate coach Adam Jacobson. So even within the context of the current regimes, there's a connection.
It's amazing how small it gets the older you get, Kanoa.
Out of the timeout, 13 serving 10. Outside, Adley Van Winden, the block got a piece. Rattled around, Gaskin slaps it over. Here's Adley again, over the block, dug up over the net, and down by Janelle Gong. What a time for the BK. And this crowd is up. Aloha ball for the match. Tori Van Winden from the back row. Roll shot dug up by Okino. You'll see a backside Gaskin off the block. Adley Van Winden, that one tight to the net. The whistle is blown. It's a point for Hawaii. And the Rainbow Wahine have won it.
Amazing. You know what? There's so much heart given in that last game. I'll tell you what, sad to see that last call go down like it did, but Hawaii played unbelievable. They pulled together, they had a lot of heart. It was definitely a roller coaster. Could have went either way.
And so the Rainbow Wahine even the season series with Cal Poly. And they keep their Big West Conference hopes and NCAA tournament dreams alive, at least for the moment.
And you got to give the coaching staff credit, because I'll tell you what, they made some really amazing substitutions. Sky Williams coming in playing phenomenal.
Signature victory for Hawaii here in 2018. Scott Robbs is with Robin Amo Santos.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, first off, congratulations. That's got to be the biggest win of your young career.
I think it is. I don't know. It's a great game. You know, good team we're playing against. You know, what can I say? The girls play great.
You guys got absolutely demolished in that opening set, but I thought your team just continued to show heart, continued to show fight. They did not give up tonight.
That's my team. What can I say? They're slow starters, but they finished tonight.
What does this mean for you now, carrying you through the rest of the season?
I don't know. This is game after game now. I don't know what's going to come about this, but it just feels good just to win this match. Really.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right. Guys, back over to you.
A win over a ranked opponent for Hawaii as they take it in 5 sets, 15-10 in the 5th. And Lisa, they hit as a squad 526 in that 5th set with just one hitting error against a Cal Poly block that absolutely dominated through 4 sets of this match.
Well, they figured it out. They started doing the little things. They started slowing balls down and pulling the sets off. A lot of different contributing factors, if you will. I'll tell you, Natasha Burns had a phenomenal night. Noreen Iosia did a nice job from the right side. Granato did a nice job. What can you say?
In fact, on that note, Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Tori Van Winden, 21 kills to lead everybody. Hit 283 with 10 digs, 7 blocks, and an ace. And Natasha Burns, like you said, the 11 kills, 381, 6 blocks, and some of those coming in the most important of moments. So the Rainbow Wahine improved to 14-6. They're now 10-1 in the Big West. Cal Poly falls to 19-2, just the 2nd loss of the season for the Mustangs. They're now 9-1 in the Big West Conference. For Hawaii, all they can now do is win out and hope that some other factors come into play and help them out en route to a conference title. But they at least took care of what they needed to take care of in this building tonight.
Well, I mean, you gotta love it. They played with so much heart. They're just getting better and better, and the coaching staff is making adjustments as they feel necessary. And this gives them the confidence to go forward with the rest of their season.
Well, they'll have to pull it back together because they're back here on this floor tomorrow against UC Santa Barbara. No easy task there for the Rainbow Wahine, but tonight a splendid result in front of an excited and emotional crowd. A 5-set victory for the Rainbow Wahine. Don't forget about the Heineken postgame show. For Lisa Strand-Ma'a, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Aloha.
Ritz in 1. Spaghetti and chicken plate. Now only $7.88. Available daily now through the end of the month.
Highlights Hawaii, Cal Poly, and it was a battle. We start off with McKenna Granato leading Hawaii with 17 kills on the night. She hit 214 as you see the big bomb there by the senior. How about Tori Van Winden? She came in as one of the best hitters in the country. She did not disappoint. It was up and above the block right there. Cross-court shot. She had a match high, 21 kills, hit 283. Many of them big bombs off that right hand. The blocking, oh my. The blocking of Cal Poly, they gave Hawaii trouble all night long. 19 total blocks, 11 by the middle Madeline Mercer as the walls were up for Cal Poly. And how about Hawaii's middle? Natasha Burns, arguably her best match as a Rainbow Wahine, 11 kills on the night, hit 381. She contributed 6 of Hawaii's 11.5 blocks as the Rainbow Wahine, they win it in 5 over number 11 Cal Poly.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Heineken Post-Game Show.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for the Heineken post-game show. And oh my, what a night for Dave Shoji. The Rainbow Wahine
the Dodgers
win in 5.
Dodgers
and
win.
just now, the Dodgers win on a walk-off home run. But I think you're probably happier for the volleyball team, right?
Oh, what a match. You know, it had every emotion you can imagine, you know, up and down, streaks here and there. Players had ups and downs. I mean, Granato was bad in the middle of the match, but she won, you know, came back and was really tough at the end. And Skylar Williams came in and gave us a big lift. And I thought Natasha Burns had her best match of the year.
Yeah, you know you're going to win the match when Janelle Gong gets a dig kill in the end of that 5th set, and that play really sent this arena on their feet, and because it was match point. But a lot of exciting moments for this team, and I think it's a great growth game for this team. Gives them confidence going in. But the most important game of the season becomes tomorrow night's game against Santa Barbara. This team has to continue to play well.
Coach, you won and coached in many big matches. back-to-back nights. Now Hawaii, I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about UCSB, but is that where the psychology of a coach comes into play, getting your team refocused real quickly after an emotional
I think
win?
Robin's got him in the locker room right now and telling him, hey, we can celebrate for about 5 minutes, but we got to start, looking at Santa Barbara. I would look at film tonight on Santa Barbara and have our players just kind of have it in mind, because you can't really celebrate. You got to come back tomorrow night and play tough.
I think there were a lot of unsung heroes again tonight. One of them, McKenna Ross, coming off the bench and really providing that spark plug at the outside hitting position. There were a lot of times where Hawaii was not in system, a lot of out-of-system balls. And remember, she's a small outside hitter, recruited as a walk-on defensive specialist, and she was swinging at a lot of tough balls here tonight. As we look at some of her highlights, she ended up with 8 kills. Not the best hitting percentage at .069, but she had some crucial kills at some very critical moments for the team and helped them carry them in pivotal points of this match.
You know what I like about Ross? She's not backing down. She's swinging. She's not tipping. She's taking it on, and she's hitting the ball hard, and she might get blocked because she's 5'9" or whatever. And I just like her grit, as you say.
How about Noreen Yosia? She was a kill shy of another triple-double. She's a true blue-collar volleyball player.
Well, I just thought she had a slow start offensively, but, she came on, and, that's a thing you have to have with a player. You don't always dominate. You don't always play well. But you got to come back and just rebound, and that's what Noreen did tonight.
And I thought her serve really put Cal Poly into some passing trouble. She really was going after it from behind the service line, and that's something that Cal Poly, again, maybe not used to. They're used to being in system a little bit more, became one-dimensional, going to Tori Van Winden a bunch, and really I think that a lot of that had to do with the serves of Noreen.
How about the crowd, guys? I thought the crowd tonight was tremendous. I think a little under 6,000, though it felt like more. Everybody wearing white. I mean, the crowd really, I think, helped Hawaii.
I think we ought to have white out every night.
And I think they should let the kids in free every game.
Yeah, that was nice.
Right?
That was nice to have a lot of high school
And we should have them actually wear white too, maybe next time. Well, maybe not. Maybe you guys should just wear this because
I'm
this is
always
good luck
white,
right now.
Ryan.
Oh, okay, whatever.
All right, let's take a look at the final stats brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solder. And they're kind of more slanted towards Cal Poly, even though they lost.
Yeah, taking a look here at the hitting percentage, you can see Hawaii still not hitting over 200, only hitting at 190, and that blocks, as we talked about, Cal Poly putting up that wall. But the digs, Hawaii out digging, and the service aces, 4 service aces for Hawaii, coming again at some very critical moments throughout the match.
I thought the defense of Hawaii was tremendous tonight. They only had 3 more digs, and they got out blocked, but it seemed like when they needed the defense to respond, they did.
Well, I think both teams played great defense. There are a lot of rallies. That was a fun match to watch, and you got to have it. You got to, you're not going to always block. Our block wasn't great tonight, but you got to dig around the block, and that's what we did tonight.
All righty, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more from the corner. A lot of the fans, they don't want to leave. They're celebrating Hawaii knocks off number 11, Cal Poly.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
Well, now that this one is Powell, let's take a look at the standings, and look at that. Hawaii with a half-match lead on Cal Poly, who still has to play one more than Hawaii's played already this year. Of course, Hawaii tomorrow night against UCSB. Cal Poly still has to play a couple against UC Irvine. Will not be easy matches for the University of Hawaii. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule now for the Bows. And tomorrow, as we mentioned, UCSB, then their final road trip, CSUN, Long Beach State, then a non-conference matchup with Scott Wall and Pepperdine before coming home to close out the regular season. So that's the stats. That's the schedule. Hawaii still get a chance, even though they're tied. Well, they're not tied. Hawaii has a half-game lead. And I think the tiebreakers favor Cal Poly. There's still some volleyball left to be played. Anything can happen.
We're going to have to review that tiebreaker because we said all along this morning or this afternoon that Hawaii had to win in 4 or 3, and we win in 5. But I think maybe we were wrong. I hope we were wrong.
Well, I think what Hawaii just has to do is win outright, and it would help if Cal Poly loses one of those matches against Irvine or Santa Barbara. So I think right now Hawaii is in their own, it can only do so much. They have to continue to win, and they have to hope to maybe get some help from Cal Poly.
I think, the RPI is not going to help them this year, but I'm just kind of interested to see how much a win over a number 11th ranked team, I think their RPI is about 18, how much that will help them in the RPI.
Well, I think it might move us up 10.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's
not
still
a lot,
in the 60s,
yeah.
and they usually take about 40, 42 from the RPI, so it's not looking good, but we need some help, and maybe we can get it next week.
All right, we're going to take our final break, but stick around, because when we come back, we'll have a very special guest joining us in the corner.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
Back at the stand, Sheriff Cerner, where tonight Hawaii knocks off Cal Poly in 5. That vaults Hawaii into first place in the Big West Conference. Their first win over a ranked opponent since this guy was a head coach a little over 3 years ago. And one of the reasons was the spark plug of tonight's match. She came in the fourth set and really helped the University of Hawaii turn the tide. Of course, Skylar Williams. First off, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Couple kills, 4 blocks. You haven't seen a lot of action, but you look pretty comfortable out there in a big-time atmosphere.
Yeah. I just thought of it as, again, like just tuning everybody out and just practice. And then, of course, it's Cal Poly, so I have to like bring that more fight and show that I do belong on the court. So I have to work twice as hard. You know, like that makes sense, right?
Well, Skylar, of course, I brought you here.
Yeah.
I've taken a lot of credit.
On your own dime,
but
too,
I thought
right?
offensively, you didn't get that many kills, but you were ready. You were up, available, and the other blocker had to kind of honor you. That opened up McKenna, but when they did set you, you were ready, and you put the ball down. So I thought that was outstanding.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you coming off the bat? I mean, you came in fourth set. How difficult is it for you to maybe stay mentally in the game as well as just staying physically up for a moment's notice being called in?
Gosh, okay. It's really tough to like come off the bench, off of being on the bench for so long, coming in, especially this match, coming in and just trying to stay mentally tough. It was tough, but I just have to tell myself I deserve to be on the court, and I just tell myself I will block this ball, or I will just mentally get myself prepared.
You guys have lost coming into tonight the last 3 against Cal Poly. Some of them were close matches, kind of could have gone either way, but they didn't go your way. When you guys lost that first set pretty handily, what did you guys talk about in between games 1 and 2?
We talked about that's not who we are out there, so let's not showcase that. Let's show them the rainbow Wahine fight that we have. And we talked about how we don't want to be embarrassed like that again, because that's, again, not who we are, and we proved that we have so much fight in us.
Tonight we saw a total of 4 middle blockers kind of rotate through this position. Of course, you ended the match. How does it help you to have that competition from those other middles, your teammates in the middle, maybe pushing you to help you to become a better player?
It's, again, I have to compete for that spot, and we're all competing and working hard. So it's making me want to work hard, I want to be on the court, I want to play. So I'm working hard in practice, serving games and whatnot.
I'd like you to tell the audience about Angelica Junquist and how she's helped you as a player and as a person, because I go into practice and she's working really hard with you guys.
Yeah. I love Coach Ann. She breaks down blocking, makes it so simple, and breaks it down technique by technique, and how to stay mentally tough, how to read the game, how to track your hitters. It's I love working with Coach Ann. She's very intense and very focused.
Has she taught you guys any Swedish words?
No, but I did eat a lot of Swedish candy. Yeah.
Those Swedish fish things, whatever they're called? Yeah, I heard those are pretty popular. One last thing, when you went into the locker room after tonight's match, how quickly did Robin bring up tomorrow night?
She brought it up not as quickly. We came in, we were all cheering, we were all ecstatic, but she all did have to bring us down to earth that it's not over. We do have another game, so it was not that quick, but she did give us our moment to soak up this win. Yeah,
definitely enjoy it. Well deserved. Congratulations to you and the rest of the Rainbow Wahine.
Thank you.
All righty. Great job by Skylar Williams. Great job by the Rainbow Wahine as they knock off number 11 Cal Poly in 5. That'll wrap things up for us here this evening. Special thanks, as always, to our outstanding, award-winning Spectrum Sports crew. For Scott, for Ryan, for the coach, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.